welcome to the show. I've been a little bit bored lately, and also a little bit busy, while at the same time having my heart jump out of my chest playing a new video game on my after show channel, the Rock-A-Lot channel. I invite you guys to come. We do the after show chat there with no member-only mode turned on. And before we start, I want to announce the reason why member-only mode is on tonight. Due to spammy trolls. See, what I don't tell you all, like, I don't get up here and say every detail of everything that happens during a story, of course, because a lot of it's boring, a lot of it's stupid, a lot of it doesn't matter. This story has been riddled with secret troll groups that I've been a member of for months now, because when they liked me, they added me to groups. When they kicked me, they kicked only my main account. So I've been kind of taking a look at what's going on, and as you guys know, there's been a big, like, tremor in this little community that we'd formed between me and a bunch of other creators after I'd started doing a lot of commentary on flat earth ding-dongs. Do I have a sound effect, sir? Wake up! Do I have a sound effect for when I say ding-dong? Well, that doesn't work. Have you had your crack today? Well, will you please get some? Sure, you can have an advance on your paycheck. Just get your shit together, busy. Please ignore my assistant. He's a uber ding-dong. He's a flat earther. He is. Anyway, though, I was in the flat earth community debunking it because I made some videos called Kicked Out of Flat Earth. They kind of took off. I had a lot of people ask me to make videos, and I started to hang out with some other creators once they'd reached out to me, especially after I did the non-sec video. You guys know, it's really weird because the whole flat earth community, debunking community, is ingrained into the debate community that Steve was a part of because he had mixed it all together with this old show, Non Sequitur. Well, I wanted to, with all the news around non-sec, I want to give you guys the new non-sec preview. And that's what we're doing tonight. I'm going to show you, we've literally had one of the owners of Non Sequitur come talk. And then the other owner of Non Sequitur, after posting that he had now gotten full control of the show and he owns everything and it's over and he's won, he's been doing things ever since he made that announcement. Of course, you'd say, well, now that he owns the show and represents the show fully, the things he's doing reflect of the new show. I agree with you. So I'm going to show you what he's been doing. The issue is, I'm going to show you what he does when he's not on his channel. I'm going to show you what he's been doing in just the last 10 minutes. I'm going to show you what he's been doing in the last few hours behind the scenes. So this is like a sneak peek non sequitur show preview for the content that's coming to the new non sequitur now that its original rightful owner has control. But even more than that, it's going to be a showing of these secret troll groups that are out there that have been doxing people, that have been harassing people. I'm going to give you the breakdown of how they formed, when they formed, why they formed. How do I know? Because I've been a member the whole time. And I'm going to show you the screenshots from the actual group. Why? Because I want to rub it in the face of some of the creators out there that thought, let's go sit on a big panel of people and ignore the other members of the panel. Oh, wait, I was a member of DFOTY. Remember? I was on the panel. And they ignored me when I tried to tell all of them and send all of them evidence that one of the people that they put on their panel wasn't doing the things that their panel was claiming it did. It was another factor that got some of those guys mad at me. And then they used that very panel to attack me, which I appreciate the free advertising, guys. But what I want to show you is what these guys aren't showing you, what's going on behind the scenes. And I know what you're thinking, Uni, why show it to us now? Why not show it to us a month ago or 3 weeks ago? Because that's what they want, and that's what the community wants. They want, in these big turbulent times, people to step up and drop everything they have right then and lay all their cards out on the table. And they don't want people to lay back watching, collecting the screenshots, collecting evidence, collecting video clips, thinking about it, discussing it, critical thinking, engineering it. You get what I'm saying? They don't want that. They want the spasm. They want me to jump in and help inflate the topic with an enemy. They want a versus mode. They want a individual to be the bad guy. Why? Because inside the culture of cancel culture, you've got to have one fundamental thing that a very smart individual told me once. You've got to have two sides. Cancel culture does not work unless you've got two sides. That's why certain people are splitting the community, putting certain people up as the bad guy, when in reality, everybody sucks. Let's go. Let's go. I am proud. I'm a proud. I am proud to be in this group to help expose Katie Joy Paulson. This is not a troll group. It isn't here to make shit up about Katie Joy or contribute to anything that isn't true about her. It is to point out factual things about her, mostly using her own words, and allow commenting about those things she has said and done. We will remove posts that contain blatant false information about Katie Joy, as Katie Joy has in her course of her, quote, career done so many god-awful things and said so many contradictions, lies, misreporting, and egregiously morally reprehensible things that no one should ever have to say anything about Katie Joy that's not verifiable, substantiated with evidence, or in some way credible. If anyone has ever says this is a troll group, show them this and ask them to join. I have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. I honestly don't even care if all of KJP's fans join to see firsthand what kind of person KJP actually is. But they have to abide by the same standard. They would not be able to post any falsehoods, lies, misinformation about anybody else, or they will be removed. We all know her followers probably won't even be able to follow the rules, but I'm willing to find out. Signed, a Grinchy Boomer, January 27th at 12:45 p.m. That's right at noon on January 27th, which was just Monday of this week, a few days ago. This is what the King Pope of Non Sequitur was doing behind the scenes. I would like to use my egregious, insane UNIRock ramblings to actually rebut and break down this statement, along with many others that have come out of this non-troll group that he is administrator of, after I give you a short breakdown of what this group is. By the way, the entire group has been backed up into eternity so that all the things that they're trying to go through and delete real quick have already been archived. So, this group was created by a person named, oh God, a teen mom. What was her name, chat? What was her name? What was her name? This group was created by Siren. Ashley Siren? Is that right? Yeah. Ashley Siren. And she made the group when she got involved in the Katie Joy story before I put out Versus Mode Part 2. Shortly before. Now, what ended up happening with Versus Mode Part 2 and all that we'll go into in just a minute, because I've got a video on my channel that actually exposes everything that's said in this boomy ding-dong post here as bullshit, and I will give you a link to it later. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's the video that he doesn't want you to see. It's the video that I've sent to people like Team Skeptic and Fight and other people to try to give them the hard evidence before they did the end part of DFOTY that they were using false allegations against a YouTuber to put her on their panel. Remember the panel that was supposed to be about flat earthers? Remember that panel that a lot of people now are just done with because it's not about flat earthers. It's used as a weapon or a way to vindicate a member of their group. Anyway, though, remember on that panel, that's where that I was said that I'm a unforgivable or I'm unhonorable because of lies that were told about me. Remember that? I'm just making sure you remember. But let's break this down because Ashley Siren left the group. Now, do you think when Ashley Siren left the group, she deleted the group? No, she didn't. Ashley Siren gave the group to someone else and just dipped, or Facebook did. It auto gave it to the first mod that was moderated, whatever, but it ended up in the hands of Steve McRae. I'm sorry, Steve McBoomer. Sorry, Rachel's distracting me here. It wound up in the hands of the Boom Boom Pal. He became the administrator. Now, the weirdest thing happened when I put out Versus Mode Part 2. He took a short vacation and stated he would not be talking about Katie Joy ever again anymore because it was revealed in Versus Mode Part 2 hard evidence that he was using lies against her, things that could be proven to be wrong, that he was trying to maintain in the public image to be true. We're going to go into that in just a minute, against Katie, and I showed him that he's wrong about all of his major points against Katie. Now, I've broken this down so many times, I'm not going to break that down right now, but you can see that in Versus Mode Part 2. That's the beginning of the end of UNIRock and Steve McRae talking to each other, because I was immediately banned by him when I started to send him the evidence that showed him that what he was using against Katie was debunkable. 100% debunkable. It's that thing that led to the fake email that came out being revealed as fake. By the way, he's still maintaining that it could be real when it's not. It's already, all the truth is out on it. Let's break this down, though, because this was just done Monday. Steve McRae, inside of his secret troll group. Oh, my God. Now, I forgot one point. You see, I gotta keep my flow going, peeps. When this group was created, it was created by a star of the Teen Mom group. This group or the other group, the biggest group they use, was created by a star of the Teen Mom group. And Steve McRae was an original admin who had left the group. When he went back, after he won non sequitur, he went back to the group. They made him administrator again, so he owns the group. Yes, that does mean that a teen mom, a famous teen mom celebrity, created a Facebook group under the guise of Teen Mom, and it eventually turned into Attack Katie Joy. The teen mom herself realized that they were using fake shit and trolling Katie, so she left. And then Steve Master Troll Boomer McRae went in, McBoomer, and took over the group. He is an admin to this point of these groups. Let's read it. Let's go through it. It does mean that there are a bunch of little, like, teens, young girls that are fans of Teen Mom, then 18 and young adult girls that are fans of Teen Mom, and adult troll moms that are fans of Teen Mom that are there attacking Katie Joy due to the instructions that Steve McRae gives them. And yeah, I have evidence, and I'll show it to you right now after we break this down. It's just weird that this 69-year-old guy with silver flowing locks is at the helm of a group that is occupied primarily by fans of Teen Mom on M freaking TV. But it goes this way. And it's so bad. This is the cringiest boomer shit I've ever read. I am proud to be in this group to expose Katie Paul. This is January 27th, y'all. He's proud. He feels a sense of pride to be at the helm, at the admin of a troll group with a bunch of confused teen moms that are like stuck at home with their kids with not much to do. So they're like fans of the Teen Mom Show because they relate to the Teen Mom Show being teen moms themselves. In the group, being instigated to do the things that he asks them to. That is just creep city, 5,000 peeps. That he is proud to be in this group to help expose Katie Joy. By the way, I wouldn't be doing this video if he wouldn't be doing all of this today. This is done today. So yes, it's relevant. This is not a troll group. If you've got to say that about the group that you're an admin of, if just days ago you've got to tell people that your group isn't a troll group when you know it's a troll group, I'm going to prove it's a troll group tonight based on things that happened today and yesterday. You know it's a troll group if you got to say that this is not a troll group. It isn't here to make shit up about Katie Joy or contribute to anything that isn't true about her. Then why is it full of fake shit? Fake screenshots that I have proven to you are fake. That's the reason me and Steve butted heads in the beginning of this story, because he was using fake screenshots against her. He was using fake emails, fake copy strikes. He did a fund drive to make money solely so that Katie would look bad off of the fact that Katie struck another YouTuber when she factually did not strike that YouTuber. And yes, these are the points they're still using against Katie Joy in this group. That factually means, one, that he's lying. Two, that he is putting out a narrative about this whole thing to steer the group, to try to instill it in the group. Yes, we're going around stalking this lady, cyber stalking her by definition. By definition, we are using targeted harassment against her by the definition of it, and we are going around spreading lies about her, trying to maintain the image that these lies are true by not looking or accepting the evidence that people like UNIRock have been demonized for putting out. That is the reason I was demonized by him in the beginning of this story. One, I was willing to criticize him after he'd said that he didn't care if I criticized him. And two, because I did Versus Mode Part 2. Versus Mode Part 2 contains factual evidence. You got to watch the whole thing. Factual evidence is in there that I can verify, that I can show you in the Wayback Machine. There's not screenshots. They're not fabricated. These are backed up by the internet from their accounts. It's all there. I've already spent this entire time making sure everybody knows how to do it. You go to the Wayback Machine and you pause Versus Mode and you search for the person, the @ the Twitter link in the Wayback Machine, and go look at the evidence, look at what's there, or just scroll their accounts, because a lot of it is still on their accounts. They don't think they've done anything wrong. Anyway, this is not a troll group. It isn't here to make shit up about Katie Joy or contribute to anything that isn't true about her. Well, then you would immediately now, knowing that you've been misleading them, post that she didn't strike anybody. She did not false strike anybody. You could put in there that she didn't say those things in the screenshots that you're using against her, right? All the things that you say she lied about, that she has, once being known that she was wrong. When you say you agree with Nick Suter's definition of what a lie is, you won't apply that definition to Katie Joy when she does things, because if Katie gets new information, she goes and corrects herself. He doesn't give her credit for it. Very cultivated, very selective. These are the reasons why I stood up and said he's wrong for doing this. I have told people, you can criticize Katie Joy. You can criticize her content. You can criticize what she publicly puts out within respect to the realm of YouTube and criticizing. And I will support you in criticizing any creator if you disagree with something about them, if you're using evidence when you do it so that other people can rebut what you say and make it public. That's the opposite of what's going on here. You see, they need these secret little troll groups to go around and do what they ask them to do. And I'm going to show the evidence after this post so that it makes the appearance to content creators like this content creator Cheryl's world, they need to make the appearance that there's a mob of real viewers that are upset because Katie went on her show. It's real. It's not fabricated. It's not like that there's 7 different troll groups that are ordering people to go leave comments on this thing. It's not like there are all these troll groups telling people to contact Cheryl and tell her that Katie's bad. The same thing happened to a guy named Arpanet when he was going to come on my show too. Isn't that weird? Anyone that they're mad at has this issue when they collaborate or interview somebody. They get swarmed by the same accounts with the same points before, during, and after the interview. Go look at the comments section of the interview that happened with me and him. Go look at his channel after that in his comments, and look at Katie's, and just look around. We're going to go through the entire comment section ourselves in just a minute. It's to point out factual things about her. That's a proven lie. Mostly using her own words. Well, that's why you can't use evidence against her. You can't use evidence. You've got to use cherry-picked or very selective type things that she said, just like you used against Nate Brody, just like you used against Demi or Anti-Ordinary, just like you've used against Drag, just like you've used against the other creators that have stood up to criticize. There's always selective, cherry-picked quotes. It's never a debate or a discussion. It's always a couple people that are the guardians, the damage controllers sitting next to him so they can correct and lead and do damage control as it happens. That's why you need to use just her own words in it without any substantial evidence, because when I put out all the evidence, you just ignore it and allow commenting about those things that she has said and done. Where is it being stopped? Commenting about those things. You see, if Katie really was as bad as you're saying she is, you should have gotten up by now and literally just shown all the evidence in one video and exposed her and moved on. The issue is that you're continuing to do this after announcing that you're the owner, controller, and sole representative of Non Sequitur. This is what Non Sequitur is, y'all. We will remove posts that contain blatant false information about Katie. Now, he already, I've shown you in Versus Mode Part 2, that he thinks that the things that are provably untrue about her are true, and he thinks that the defenses that people put up are false and immediately removes them. This cultivates a group of people that don't ever have the real evidence, the real situation shown to them. So a lot of people then are in the group doing these things, and they say to themselves, holy shit, once they find out the truth, what have I been doing this whole time? I've been doing it off of a lie, off of bullshit. We're going to get to all that. We will remove, as Katie in her course of her career. See, he's really, but if you go and you need to go and actually kind of analyze what he does and says when he tries to expose Katie, because you can see where he's angry, where he's mad. Her career is in quotes because he wants to insinuate she doesn't have a career, even though he's trying himself to have a career in the same realm where she's trying to have a career. YouTube, commentating on something going on in the world, regardless if it's a TV show or what it is, you're not better than her. I'm not better than any other YouTuber. No other YouTuber is just better than me based on these blanket standards of, if you talk about Teen Mom, you are horrible, but if you talk about what I talk about, you're not horrible, you're smart, you're the best. But that's what that means. Done so many god-awful things and so many contradictions. This is the best part. This is the best part, because when you get somebody who's trying to do this towards someone else, using fake evidence, not accepting new proof, new evidence that comes out to debunk what you're saying, and continuing to push lies, when you have somebody doing that, then you can compare the two people. So what everyone needs to do is compare Mr. McBoomer to Mrs. McJoy, okay? Compare those two people and look at the actual evidence of the things that they've done that should be brought up when describing them. Like we could say for Steve, since he wants to criticize Katie like crazy, he has been dodging criticism. He's been blocking criticism. He's been trying to hide certain things that have been happening, like the video that was done by Nate Brody exposing that he attacked the chief of police with a straw man argument. Somebody that debates wouldn't ever attack somebody with a straw man argument, would they? He did. He attacked him with a straw man argument simply because this sheriff or this chief of police gave an opinion that made Steve look bad. What was his opinion? He described an old case where a man had assaulted many young women dressed up as a police officer using lights on a car. pretending he was a police officer. He got charged for it and went to prison for it, and now is indicted for doing the same abuse to his own daughter right now. Now, McRae has defended him, calling this ARPist an honorable person, and he's been given so much massive criticism that that he had to put Red's rhetoric up to debate in his place about the issue. And since that's happened, he has blocked, admittedly, he just said this in a show a few days ago, do not bring this up near him or around his show because he'll block it. Well, if that's true, then what's the problem if Katie blocks some criticism or some things there, McBoom? The thing is, you can take every single thing that he says about any other creator out there, but you're going to find that he does those things way, way, way worse than any of them. Because if Katie gets a few stories wrong, if Katie, that's the issue. Katie's content is her talking about Teen Mom, right? And for somebody that leads a Teen Mom group, maybe he says he's not about Teen Mom. I think he really is. We'll get into it more as we go. The whole point is, he isn't the one that should be leading this kind of harassment, this kind of what he calls non-troll criticism. He shouldn't be the one leading it, and that's just proven. He could be criticized for years with hard evidence. I haven't seen anyone send me one piece of hard evidence against Katie Joy where it hasn't already been handled, addressed, either apologized for, or whether she's given her opinion on and moved on from. That's the issue here, right? Anyway, let's move on. Got so many contradictions. Oh my! Like the list of contradictions on you, Steve. I literally will not support him ever again when it comes to his story about non sequitur because of the amount of lies that I've found in finding unlisted interviews and listening to them from back when the non sequitur issue started, and then listening to the things he said on my channel and on his channel. Months and months and months later, you hear opposing stories, direct contradictions in what he says happened with non sequitur. And you can't question him on it. If you do, you get blocked. If you do, you get turned into an evil UNIRock. And let's get back to it, though. So we're on contradictions. Okay, we handled that. What about lies? Okay. Well, I could say that you still have not taken my evidence that I put out in Versus Mode Part 2 and my other videos exposing you as a Grinch that stole Super Chat Christmas. You have not addressed it. You have ignored my evidence. My evidence conclusively showed that when he did a Super Chat drive using Katie striking somebody else as the premise for the drive, he knew ahead of time, he knew that it wasn't true and neglected fact checking it. When it wouldn't have just took a tiny quick look at something, he neglected fact checking it so that he would try to dodge the criticism of him doing a false Super Chat drive on false premise. He still has done this Super Chat drive. He has still pushed that it was okay for him to do it and it was all right. Excuses out the ass. All of this is him lying. He knew that the strike didn't come from Katie. That's why he had to push the fact that, look, Katie said that if people are harassing her, you need to go strike those videos. And that was his evidence that Katie did it, knowing he had a way to fact check it. Him dodging that, him ignoring that, then his doubling down. That's just one example of where I've caught you in many lies, McBoom. So why should you be leading a troll group as the administrator full of Teen Mom fans and young girls trying to expose the lies of Mrs. Joy? It doesn't make sense, but that's why we're doing this video. So maybe you'll respond. Maybe you'll actually respond to my criticisms when you respond this time, because another lie, another contradiction, another, what does he use? Egregious, morally reprehensible thing, as you state here, that you've done against me is whenever I criticize you, you like to try to pick at things that aren't my criticism. I forget what is that's not a straw man, that's not a non sequitur, but it's definitely a fallacy. But he never addresses my actual criticisms against him, because if he did, then his audience would see that there is hard evidence and that he's wrong and that he's been exposed. But that doesn't matter. We need to move on, or we'll never get through the plethora of screenshots we've got to look at. This is all they do every day, guys. This is what they live for. I don't think that's criticizing someone. I think that is targeted harassment. I think that that is cyber stalking. When you have to sit in a group all day, every day doing this, not working towards a video, not working towards an expose, just repeating the content you've been doing for 8 months while waiting on getting your channel back. Then when getting your channel back, continuing the content of this, in my opinion, it has gone very far into the realm of targeted harassment. But let's keep going. Misreporting, egregious, morally reprehensible. Well, if we want to talk about misreporting, you purposely misreported the facts in this video by Nate Brody, Steve McRae versus Chief Al Espinoza, Pasadena Police, trial by YouTube, evidence versus trust. Not only did you misreport this, we are going out and running a tally of all the times that Mr. McRae promised us evidence that could change the fabric of a story. Mr. Boomer, if you want to criticize Katie Joy, let's factually criticize you. In this story and in at least 12 others, you have said that you have been shown evidence that will eventually come out soon. Soon is always the word used. That will change the minds of everyone in the story to agree with you on your criticism, on your side, and will cause those people to not agree with the person you're criticizing. You have done this more than 10 times. I mean separate stories, not separate times he said it, separate stories that he's done this in. And when he does it, every one of those times, and I have not found one time where he promises evidence, which he does in every time he gets challenged, I've not found one time that he actually came back with that evidence, said, here's the evidence I promised you earlier. That is a huge criticism against you, Boom Boom. But since you're lobbing these false criticisms towards Katie, I just kind of want to show you how it's done. I want to lob some real criticisms at you. So, all right. No one should ever have to say anything about Katie that's not verifiable, substantiated with evidence, or in some way credible. Then publicly go to your YouTube channel where you stated that she was the one that struck you know who. Get up there, show the evidence in my Versus Mode Part 2 video. Hell, if you're this confident and you're really being truthful about this, go to your channel, Steve McBoomer channel, and show. Now, don't hide on the Great Debate channels. Now, you said you are proud, man. You're proud of this. Literally play every second of Versus Mode Part 2 and react to it with my permission. Show your audience the video you've been telling your audience not to watch, Versus Mode Part 2. If you're proud, if you're confident, if this is true, what are you scared of? I know you're scared to debate me. I offered you a debate on Modern Day Debate. I offered you a debate on a neutral channel, just me and you with a moderator. You still haven't accepted it. I'm still ready. Let's go, James. Get the Modern Day Debate cooking here this weekend, next weekend. I'll get up there and I will debate him on the Katie Joy situation so that we can put an end to this BS, because he was supposed to stop this. He told us all. Now, he didn't tell you why he wanted to stop criticizing Katie Joy, but I can. Versus Mode Part 2 and the other videos that came out around it. That's what made him drop the Katie Joy story, retreat out of the troll groups, private his Twitter, private his Instagram, and to take a break for a few days and relax for a little bit. What's the issue? This is all happening right now. He rejoined all the groups. He's still doing it. This is the new non sequitur I'm showing you. Let's continue. If anyone ever says that this is a troll group, show them this and ask them to join. Well, you guys ban people from that group all the time, literally for just posting Versus Mode Part 2 or other evidences that are contained in Versus Mode Part 2, because they do completely exonerate Katie on your major criticisms you've used against her. And that's why you should be debating me on this, so that you can show the world all the stuff you say behind closed doors about this stuff, and actually show people, you're smart, I'm dumb, I'm just a dumb UNIRock, bro. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? We have nothing to hide. Behind a closed group, we have nothing. Make the group open. I'm openly challenging you, Grinchy Boom Boom. If you've got nothing to hide, every one of the groups where you talk about Katie Joy in any fashion, make them open to the public and do it now. Don't do it in 5 hours after you've cultivated, deleted, and cleaned it up. Make it open, because some of the shit you guys say in there is just effed up, bro. And I'm going to show a lot. I'm going to show some of the worst ones that I've found just in the last few days. I haven't even called him back yet. I haven't even called him back in this thing yet. This is just recently. While he was not talking about Katie, I didn't care. I went out and did other stuff, but he's still doing it without addressing my evidence that exonerates the major points that he and DFOTY, the entire panel of the people that sat there, used against Katie Joy to try to nominate her, to try to get her voted, the things that they set up on it. They won't apply those criticisms to anyone on that panel, by the way, but they'll apply the criticisms that they give on that panel to everybody else in the world, all of them. I honestly don't even care if all of KJ's fans join to see firsthand what kind. That's what you should want. What are you talking about? This isn't an open group. This isn't a group where you allow criticism, because people would be defending her on a lot of the lies you guys push in here. There's a reason why people don't defend her in this group, because you kick them. I can't tell you how many people have went into this group and literally left just a statement to question their evidence and gets kicked out. Join to see firsthand what kind of person she is, but they have to abide by the same standards. Well, shit then. What do you mean the same standards as the people there? I'm about to show you your standards. I'm about to show you what's okay and what's not okay in your group. So there are no standards in this group, provably. They would not be able to post any falsehood, lies, misinformation about anyone else, or they'll be removed. Now, of course, this is his protection statement. He says this so that it gives him a reason for everyone that gets kicked that he'll say is, no, they weren't just dropping hard evidence to exonerate Katie over a criticism, troll, I call it harassment, that's in here. No, we're not just kicking the people that defend her with hard evidence. We're doing it because they said it wrong. Well, I'm going to show you again that that's not possible, but let's move forward so I can. We all know her followers probably wouldn't be able to follow the rules, but I'm willing to find out. Literally, her followers wouldn't be able to follow the rules. You are right, Boom Boom. You're right, because your rule is you can't defend Katie Joy. Nothing that goes in there can make her look good. Nothing goes in there, even if it's factually true, provable, like the fact that you guys are trying to still frame her for a false copy or a false community guidelines or copy strike that she provably did not file, and you will not let anyone post the fact that that point is false by your standard, and you won't let it enter this group. So what do you mean? Do you realize how many people that are in this group that are harassing the hell out of Katie? Do you know how many of them would leave the group if they saw that the top 4 criticisms that you use against Katie, you've lied about, not her? And I will go through every one of those criticisms tonight in a quick fashion. If you need the more complex breakdown of all of those criticisms, you can find them in and around Versus Mode Part 2. There's a video that was done 2 days called Addressing the Current Issue with Steve McRae of Late or something. That one contains some of it. That video contains hard evidence that he purposefully lied to people when he got mad at me to try to turn people against me, which I don't mind. Boom, boom. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm brought into these communities. You can lie about me all you want. I'm here to be the guy that exposes what you do to the entire internet when you do it. Got me? Anyway, he's willing to find out. He's willing to find out whether her followers could follow the rules, but he states, we all know her followers probably wouldn't be able to follow the rules. He's blaming an entire YouTube channel of people. So why do people, Boomer, let's do some critical thinking engineer. Well, quickly give me a moment because I need to do what I do, because I am not a critical thinking engineer. I'm just a stupid UNIRock. I'm a Red Bull engineer and a vaping engineer. So give me 5 seconds. Damn, I chugged that shit. Red Bull. Every time UNIRock pops a Red Bull, A boom boom loses his wings. Okay. Back to it, Busy. So this was the post done. I can't do this, bro. This is what was done Monday, January 27th. Right around noon, his time. Now, his time? No, not his time. Sorry. So, we'll state this is probably before noon, but who knows? Who knows, man? Doesn't matter. It was done on January 27th, Monday. Do you notice the most telling piece of information about this? Look right under McBoomZoom's name. What's that say? Right there. Admin. Administrator. That's right. Let's say I was offered administrator role for a group on Facebook or other social media that came from somebody like Ashley Siren, Teen Mom Star, made the group, and got all of her Teen Mom followers, the ones that follow her on Instagram, the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them, to join this group. And let's say she offered it to me and said, I want you to use this group to attack another YouTuber, or I want you to use this group to expose something. I would say no. I would say, I don't watch Teen Mom. I don't talk about Teen Mom. I'm not going to expose Teen Mom. I might do a video around it if it fits into my purview, but nothing that I do would make me want to be an admin for a group that contains a bunch of Teen Mom fans age 10, mostly 10 to 18. There's no reason for me to be the admin. Go find somebody that should be the admin for that group to be the admin for that group. I find it disgusting that they took these types of groups and then Steve McRae bullied people into giving him the admin role so that he could lead the group where he wants it to go. This isn't critical thinking. That's why he puts it up next to his name. He wants you to think he's a critical thinker. He creates an image. He's creating an image simply, even if he was the best atheist, critical thinker advocate in the world, why would he put that up next to his damn name constantly? Right? Shouldn't his actions speak louder than his Twitter handle? I'm just saying. So, let's go to the next screenshot. I don't even know. I mean, I've got so many of them. Bro, we could be on this stream for hours. I'm not going to do that to you because I've actually got shit that I want to do. I got content that I want to do, like making a commentary video, responding to somebody on the internet who, a video I want to respond to. I don't know, playing a new video game over on the Rock-A-Lot channel, which we'll do late tonight. I don't know, going over to do my after show there where we can sit around and talk and hang out and do what we want on the Rock-A-Lot channel. I don't know. Any of those things are multitudes better than having to talk about a 60-year-old man that is running a group full of 10 to 18-year-old girls who are crazed fans to follow a teen mom on Insta and then wielding them as a weapon against another content creator because you're not good enough to be able to argue your points. Somebody who is a critical thinker purposely would not do this dumb shit because they would be taking pride in the fact that they could use words. Oh, like I'm doing right now. That they could respond. Oh, like I'm doing right now. So that they could use their content as a method to make the points and criticisms that they're making. Oh, like I'm doing right now. Why do you even need these teen mom groups? Why do you need these secret freaking groups out on these different social media? Why do you need to exist on social media all day, every day, other than the 30 minutes to 2 hours where you get drunk and glob down a bunch of alcohol while sitting there drooling all over yourself, staring at the girl who's sitting next to you and live streaming, fooling a bunch of atheists and agnostics who used to watch Non Sequitur and actually loved the show into donating to you in the hopes that one day you might be able to have Non Sequitur again. Newsflash, y'all. You've already got Non Sequitur back. Modern Day Debate. Many of the other channels that do similar content to what Non Sequitur used to do. What I said about Non Sequitur to correct a lie, he wants to say he doesn't lie, he doesn't troll, he doesn't make stuff up, to respond to the overwhelming amount of bullshit that him and his sycophants have put out about me and since I did the interview with Kyle Curtis. I didn't take Kyle's side. My end point with Non Sequitur is simple. They both equally are responsible for the death of the show. They are both equally responsible for what happened with the money, and they are both equally responsible with what happened because of their own actions. Steve used the tactics that he's using in this attempt to attack Katie constantly. He did the same thing with non-sec. He has a group of people behind the scenes. They are in a group. I know this because I was a member of it for a time. He is doing the same thing to put narratives out into the community and push these thought processes that he needs pushed, like the contradicting thing he said to Shannon Q in the beginning of Non Sequitur, and the thing he said about the same topic later on this channel and his channel. Oh my God, don't get ahead of yourself, UNIRock. You'll get all of that evidence factually broken down for you in the truth of Non Sequitur that will be put out later this month or next month on this channel. I'm just going to make sure I got it completely done so that I can actually tell you what I think. Again, isn't a critical thinker, smart person, don't they want to give people the opportunity to tell people what they think instead of telling people for them? Not this critical thinking engineer here. Not only is this group used and the other groups to attack Katie Joy, but ironically, these groups that are used to expose only Katie Joy because she's an existential threat that does things wrong and needs exposed, ironically, anyone that criticizes Steve also gets put into the mix and discussed on this group. Thanks for the advertisement, y'all. Now, this is one of the admins of the group. Pause it, Busy. This is one of the most important screenshots. This is only on January 22nd. Only January 22nd, okay? This is an admin of the group. So, this admin, by the standards of the rules of your group, should be de-admined, should be kicked, and banned because of what you see on the screen. Also, once again, do you see here that it is encouraged? This is the type of behavior. This is representative, because if you look right there, this is an administrator. These people in these groups are not trying to expose Katie Joy. They are harassing her and her husband and her son. The evidence is overwhelming. And that is why I will state to people like Team Skeptic and the others out there that made videos railing against me, maybe you should turn that skeptic eye towards the evidence in the story instead of thinking about maybe one day getting back up on Non Sequitur and strutting your stuff again. We all get it. Non-sec helped you get your channel started and all that good stuff. But I'm here to tell you, if McRae is at the helm, hell, even if Kyle gets back up at the helm of it, it's not going to look good to go on that show while all this is happening, just saying. And yes, the community is paying attention to the evidence. Just because certain creators want to forego all evidence so they can try to stay in the in-group in there, just because certain creators want to do it, the community at large will not. Sure, you'll get a small community that's going to be lulled and brainwashed a little bit into jumping on the bandwagon and ignoring all evidence. But the irony of this community is that this community states that they follow evidence. The evidence will change their mind. You really, as you start to look deeper, you find that it's just not true for most of them. There are some good ones there, though. Brainy just came to talk to me yesterday and actually wanted to hear my side, wants to look at my evidence, and has an opinion, and actually doesn't mind stating it. Along with many other creators, there's an illusion put out there that every creator is turned against UNIRock because of what he's done. No. Actually, most of them still write me, still talk to me, still hang out. Most of them. They just don't want to publicly speak on this because their channel is completely built in that realm. All of them have had their channels doing that one thing that whole time. The only reason why I'm not going to be affected by them playing their games is because my channel isn't tied to a specific realm. My channel is based on a piece of bread that smokes crack. Yes, you, ding dong. And because of that, we'll be fine no matter who attacks us. We'll still have people watch us no matter who comes at us, because we do our own thing. It's about the response. It's about the way you respond. It's about the way you do your content. It's not about this whole thing where they have been pigeonholed into a topic. It's not an insult. In fact, YouTube does tell us as creators to pigeonhole ourselves into a topic if you want to experience fast growth and get yourself established on the platform. YouTube encourages people to stick to one topic, one style, one thing. I, on the other hand, don't listen to that stuff. I just go do my thing. That's why I was able to still stand up and criticize this fool after he sicked all of his dogs on me successfully while still maintaining the favor of the majority of the community. Thank you. Oh, was that coffee? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, I'm not going to read this out loud because it's really bad, but this is an administrator in the same group that this ding-dong post just a day or two later. When administrators in these groups do these kind of posts, it sets a standard in that group. It says to every member, this is how you can behave. You can harass. You can use the strongest of language. And do you even realize most of the people in these groups are teen mom fans? That's a fact. That is factual. They've admitted that themselves because Ashley Siren helped them get a lot of the people to join these groups. Ashley Siren being a teen mom star that was on the show. Okay? I'm not putting Ashley Siren down, by the way. Ashley Siren realizing the truth on this and bouncing shows that Ashley Siren at least has some sense. You know, it's crazy because Mr. McBoomer wants to act like he's the smartest, most genius guy that has the most sense out there, but a teen mom celebrity has more sense than him and can look at the evidence and determine the truth better than he can. So also, fixed version, no music, added more tweets, thanks to Luca and AT2. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks to the WAOCB commentary account. Aaron, keep up the great work, Uni. Well, I can't do it without you. I love you and thank you. You too. So this is him again. You know, this is what they do. They share only links. Now, what is this something that's exposing Katie? Is this exposing Katie for her doing something wrong? Or is he trying to vindictively cyberstalk and harass Katie because of her opinion on a subject? You need to ask yourself this question. If you give a shit at all, okay? If you're not just here literally trolling and cyberstalking right along with them, and I don't know why you would. If you want to, you know where he's at. He will accept you with open arms. All you got to do is agree with them all the time. Never criticize and never speak up. This isn't about Katie Joy doing something wrong. This is a vendetta. This is vindictive. It is all of the characteristics of a narcissist who is mad because his entire self, his entire emotional being, his entire life, all of his validation, all of his emotion, all of his friend relations, all of his sexual relations, all of his girlfriend relations, all of his stuff exists solely in the digital realm of the internet. When he logs out, he ain't got nothing. And he has to, in a narcissistic fashion, exhibit, push that vendetta against Katie repeatedly. Now, this topic has been shared in this group consistently, constantly since the group was started, and the rest of them. What is it? Let's see. Non sequitur. How did I know about P? ? Fixed. Removed music, added more Twitter shots where he says, fixed version, no music, and added more tweets thanks to Luca and AT2 using a voice changer account. Oh, I'm sorry. WOACB commentary account. Got it. Like I said, Make up your own mind here, but you know my opinion. Now, this is where we get to the topic at hand. What happened today? How can I show that this is a group that is using targeted harassment against Katie Joy for the purpose of trying to ruin her channel, ruin her ability to work with other creators? Well, I'll tell you right now how I can prove it. Today in the group, they ordered their minions to spam in the comment section and the email of another creator simply because that creator interviewed Katie Joy about Teen Mom. Simply put, we are going to go into the comments section and see the kind of things that they left down there because we're going to see what their criticism is. Is their criticism going to be about the really bad things Katie did, or are they going to make it seem like they just don't like Katie because of her reporting and what she's done in the past and blah, 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 blah? Well, we'll find out after I read this to you. This is what Steve put out on her right after she did an interview. This will make you sick, and this will prove that this is not him trying to expose a creator, criticize a creator, or do something that rests upon evidence and criticism. This is targeted harassment, bullying, and it's him with a vendetta against Katie, wanting to see her fail on YouTube because he is a narcissist who thinks he gave her a platform, gave her channel, which he did not do if you look at Katie's analytics. But this is the main point of tonight's show, and then we're going to head to the after show, so let's get it done, son. He says, I don't know. The admin, Mick Boom Boom, Grinch that stole Super Chat Christmas said, I don't know who Sherelle is as I don't follow Teen Mom. If that is the show on or covers LOL. Look at the wording. This dude knows everything about Teen Mom because he watches Katie like a hawk. He's obsessed with her. He is stalking her. He's a 60-year-old, silver-haired McStalker. Anyway, I don't know who Sherelle is as I don't follow Teen Mom. Go look at her channel, Ding Dong Face. It's easy to tell. If that is the show on or covers LOL, I'm a teen girl. I say LOL just like you. Ha 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 ha. Don't look at my green Grinchy boomer face. Don't look in my eyes to see the money signs hidden in there. Oh no. If that is the show on or covers LOL. Very narcissistic, very much trying to blend his words with the people who he's around saying this. But she doesn't delete comments and is allowing everyone to speak out against Katie Joy Paulson without censorship. You mean the thing that you wield in every one of your streams, every one of your comment sections, and every one of your tweets, and every one of... I mean, my God, bro, you literally are a hypocrite at this point. I don't give a shit if people moderate their channel. I think they should moderate their channel. YouTube says they should, and it does help live chat stay on point and on topic. I'm not like Bread's Brederick, Busy's best buddy. Yeah, you guys hang out all the time. Well, it's your own fault. I don't care if he stabs you in the back. That's what he does. Bread's Brederick thinks that real criticism comes from the live chat during a live show, Uni. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta stop. Bro. If that is the show on or covers, lol. I'm a Teen Mom fan too, guys. Let's attack Katie Joy. Yeah, jump on the Grinchy Boomer sleigh. But she doesn't delete comments and is allowing everyone to speak out against Katie Joy Paulson without censorship. I have asked her to do a collab with me in the comments section. Oh my, McBoomer, you're not a Teen Mom fan. You don't know anything about Teen Mom, but you want to team up with a Teen Mom commentator and do a video with her. Damn, I hope it works out. I will clap for you. I'll share it for you. I'll support you on this. Please find my comment and ask her to do one with me. So the facts. Now the facts. He still thinks that the email that was put out is real. He still attests that the screenshots, without any form of verification, coming from anonymous people about her, literally saying the thing that they need her to say to be able to criticize her and rally the social justice mob against her. He still thinks that those things are all true, even though he's been given hardcore evidence that debunks it. He's in this group, by the way, the admin, just like this admin breaking the supposed rules of the group here. He's breaking the supposed rules of the group here by posting lies and bullshit, calling it facts in the group of KJP can get out. I'm not afraid of KJP. I have receipts. Oh, you've got receipts? I thought you went to court to demand receipts. Okay, good. You got your receipts. Good. You don't have to go to court then, right? I have evidence. It's not like the whole internet stood up against you for wielding fake stuff against Katie to rally the social justice mob. It's not like you've been criticized to all hell and back over the fact that you will not stop attacking her and using actual criticisms you can find on her, and instead have to keep forcing these same old, tired, debunked topics as your evidence and receipts and criticism. I'm willing to share my truth of Katie falsely accusing me of sexual assault. Well, guess what? She didn't falsely accuse you. You know it. You lied. Another reason why these guys are so pissed at me is because I called Red's rhetoric. I called Steve on their bullshit. Okay? Katie has been making a claim that Steve schmexually schmarassed her through verbally talking to her. Steve and Breads have gone around literally saying that it happened on Twitter, sharing a Twitter thread to use as evidence to convince other creators that Katie's so cray-cray that she accuses people of that kind of stuff on tweets. Whether or not she's ever accused anyone of that kind of thing in a tweet or not, I have no clue. I was told she hasn't by her, but the point is, and I'm not saying she doesn't use the tweets to talk about it, I'm saying that the incident that she claims was not in a tweet. Like Steve told me, like I put on my channel, like when Steve watched the video I made about it, coming to my conclusion, because he did this because if he convinces all of you that the harassment, the sexual harassment happened on Twitter in a Twitter convo and some tweets that people respond to, then he can say there's a record of it. You can read it yourself and make up your own mind about it, right? And when he brought me this in my Discord server, I've done a video exposing him on this. He wanted to convince all of us. He lied. He knew Katie's accusation. He knew it. He knew what she was accusing him of, verbally doing it. Not in the comment section. Hey, you stay out of it, ding dong. You stay out of this. It is funny, though, because he's such a liar. To go and try to take someone accusing you of this, you're allowed to say it didn't happen, and I'll believe you. She's allowed to say that it happened, and I'll believe her, and then I'll wait till I have evidence to make up my mind. I'll believe both sides until I have evidence to make up my mind. But the sheer fact that you're willing to lie about it like this is a huge red flag to me, but you're still using it against her without going to your channel and correcting the record on it. You need to go to your channel. You need to validate what she said. You need to, because she, regardless, the reality of it is, he knows he made a statement to her verbally and that she felt as if it was. The defense of a person who's not trying to CYA on this, cover your ass, the defense that any logical person would use is, if I did say something to make you feel that way, I'm sorry, but that wasn't the intent. That's not what I did, and that's not how it was. But that's not his defense. His defense is to try to convince you it happened on Twitter. I find it atrocious. This is another one of those things that I will start calling the people that are still defending Steve, like the shills and Team On, that are still up there shitting on me while, worshiping the ground that the Boomy Pope walks on. Well, let's move a little bit further on this, because we need to get to the actual problems with this about the group and what Steve is doing. Because he didn't just do this in this group. He actually did it in his little private group with his buddies, and he did it in other groups. He did it everywhere he could. He exists on social media. The Boomy Pope is a social media construct. You need to break out of the matrix. You need to take the magenta pill. Wake up, people. Let's reread this and let me criticize through it. I don't know who Sherelle is, as I don't follow Teen Mom. Low. I'm a Teen Mom fan talking person too. Low. I'm not a boomer, I swear. But she doesn't delete comments and is allowing everyone to speak out against Katie Joy Paulson without censorship. I've asked her to do a collab with me in the comments section. Please find my comment. Now, you are telling me you literally have to instruct people to find your comments in a comments section. Now we know how you lie and convince other creators to think that you've got people behind you on these shitty stories. Why? Because if he didn't need to tell people to do this, he wouldn't tell people to do this. Any normal creator would just type it, email them, get a hold of them. He wants people. He needs people to go to the video collab, get into the comments section to try to steer the minds of the people and the creator there. This is why some creators, when swarmed by this type of thing, do turn off their comment section and turn off their live chat. It's why, like the reason I've got my member chat on right now. The minute I scheduled this, people that haven't been on my channel and I don't even know how long pop up, and what's the narrative they're pushing? Oh, I'll hook you up. Don't worry. I'll do a video on that sometime too. But let's go to the video and let's head down into the comment section ourselves. Let's see how things went. Oh, yeah. I really believe Jamie Bryant on this one. She's a real person giving a real opinion. This can't because she was ordered to go there. No. Ooh, Sherry, I can't stand KJ. If you collab with her again, I won't watch. This thing has 14,000 views. This has 58 thumbs up and 118 replies. Why? Because Sherry, is it Sherry or Cheryl? She called her Sherry, so I guess her nickname's Sherry. Cheryl's World replied here. So Mr. Boom Boom Pow decided to get people to go there. Cheryl actually replied there, and it's the pinned comment. Go. I really like this page, but this one with KJ, no. I don't care for her. She's rude and a liar, and I can't even spell liar at all. And in case, a lot of problems. She has bad thoughts about people and lies. I'm going to pass on this one. Well, damn. Isn't that exactly the way it was stated here? Like, ew, blah, good. I will pass. I won't watch. So what do we got here? Ew. I'm going to pass. There are probably over 1,000 people who have a problem with Katie Joy, so you have to look at the common denominator, Katie Joy. 1,000 people can't all be wrong. Well, it's either that there's 1,000 people that don't like her, or there's a troll group making it look like there are 950 people that don't like her when there are actually like 50 or 60 people that don't like her, because every YouTuber has people that don't like them. Every YouTuber incites people to troll them a little bit. So yeah, Katie probably does have about 100 people out of the 1,000 you're naming that don't like her. The issue is that there is the appearance of many more people, and that is coming from targeted harassment campaigns led by Steve McBoomer, supported by Team Skeptic and the other members of the DFOTY panel, even after knowing about this, because I sent it to them. I told them of the videos to watch with the link so that they themselves could see the evidence with their own eyes. And not saying they can't ever support the guy again, but maybe you could actually, I don't know, like represent the evidence when you're trying to shit on others like me and other people that have weighed in on this topic, because I swear you guys didn't want to get involved. And I thought I'm the one that brought you into it. Well, I didn't bring you into it. He did. You went on his show. When he brought me up, you didn't oppose it. You didn't say, I don't want to weigh in. You brought yourself into it with the boom boom, and I'm going to start talking about it now that enough time has gone by. So deal with it. You're more than welcome to reply on your channels again if you guys want. My name's I'd venture to say that 1,000 is a low number, as this has been at this for years. Yeah, she like had such an issue before 9 months ago when Steve started this. Such an issue, didn't she? Everybody had heard about the hate train against Katie. Or did the hate train ironically start when Steve started to attack her? Because that's when, if Steve gets mad at anybody, ironically, a hate train starts against them. It doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. Wow, let's look at the common denominator here. What's really going on? Ooh, baby, that's some good coffee. This 100%. This is, hey, look who it is. Only 2 hours ago, the boom boom pow himself. You speak truth. I know firsthand. I've documented it all. You lied about it all. Boomy, grinchy, pow pow. On my channel, I prove you're a liar and harasser. Woo! Kabocha! I was going to say, like Steve said, it sounds like you have insight. I kept saying that there's absolutely no way that this is totally about jealousy, nor even about censorship, which she claims not to, but does curate comments. If you look at how Christina Randolph's popularity exploded and has surpassed Katie 6 times over and better, and it doesn't add up because Christina has never been spoken of the way KJ is, and CR is an admitted ex-convict and felon. Not an entirely pretty charges either. Makes zero sense why people are in and on Katie's unless she is actively being shady. This doesn't even make sense. It's criticism. These comments don't even make sense. You know? It sounds almost exactly like, oh, Crazy Christy, #BusyGate. What have you been doing? Is that you? It's not you, you swear. The queen of deleting comments is probably screaming inside as she reads these truth bombs, hence the name Shady Katie. The girl delete. Well, what about McBoomy Boom Boom? Make sure you throw that in there, too. The girl deletes every comment that even slightly disagrees with her. Do you see the narrative here? There's a lot of comments on Katie's channel that disagree with her. I know that she doesn't delete comments that disagree with her. Go look. Go see if what they're saying is true or not. She deletes comments that are insulting her and harassing her. I know that. But, you know, Beverly Hills isn't going to have the ratings either. I can't think one person I've talked to that's going to give the name and time of day. We just be watching you guys tell us about it. No way. They need to get rid of the Vile Kyle and Lisa Rinna. That probably had to do with the TV show. KJ is a horrible person. You will soon see that. Think twice before getting her involved. Again, what happened? I see all these people warning Cheryl to stay away from her. Hey, Cheryl, here's what happened. This 67-year-old jealous, narcissistic, evil person that's been provably attacking Katie Joy for 8 straight months went into a closed group that he took from a teen mom star so that he could cultivate an angry army of teen moms to do his bidding, and his bidding was, please find my comment and ask her to do one with me so the facts of KJP can get out. Why do you, Steve, why do you have to go to people's comment sections and do this if you are being honest? Why do you have to order a group of people to go do your work for you? Why can't it just naturally happen? As you continue to do these things and you get exposed for it more and more and more, people are going to be going back and looking at every instance of when you got mad at somebody, and they're going to see this same behavior, these same actions, these same types of things happening. Now people know the truth about you. You aren't a critical thinker. You're not a genius. You're not even smart. You're the type of guy that feels like you need to manipulate others to do your dirty work. You're the type of guy that thinks you have to create an appearance of something because you're not able to argue it, because you're not able to break down evidence, and you're the type of person who can't stand when people get more views than you, are more successful than you, or criticize you, and you don't just go at them yourself with a response or a reply like every other person does on YouTube, like every other YouTuber does, just respond, just make a video and move on with their content and with their life. You have to instigate people to do your work for you, and that's why your entire trend of attacking Katie is bullshit. That's why. This is why you have to tell people to do it, because you know you don't have hard facts against her. Where are the hard facts in the comments section, Steve? Where are the hard facts against Katie? Where are references to where people can find factual things against Katie Joy? Because I still haven't seen it up to this point. All I get when I ask people for criticism against Katie are people running their mouths about how she pissed off some of her mods, how she did some bad commentary, how she got some stories wrong. That is normal YouTube stuff. That is not stuff that you attack somebody for 9 months. And no matter what happens, Team fucking Skeptic, how are you okay with him being in a closed Facebook group instigating this bullshit? Go look for yourself, my dude. Go back and look at this video right now. Teen Mom latest update with Katie Joy. Just search that. This video comes right up. Scroll down. After reading this, Team Reds, all of you who have been supporting McDing Dong Boom Boom, read how he's ordered people to go there. And amazingly, there's a comment section full of insane ramblings that are all negative towards Katie. They didn't even watch the video. They haven't said a thing about the video. All of it is people raging against Katie. So you guys are trying to... There are only a few points you can take away from this whole situation. You're saying she can't work with other YouTubers because you guys don't like her. You guys are saying that even though you've called her out for 8 straight months, you're not happy with the response you got from calling her out. So now you must resort to doing these dirty tactics. Every YouTuber that allows themselves to not only be near Steve McRae, but to even comment in the realm of Steve McRae and where he is, every YouTuber like the people on the DFOTY panel, like Team, like Fight the Flat Earth, or Fight, or Team Skeptic, or any of the people out there who are next to this dude planning on jumping on Non Sequitur and doing some good shows there. Now that they've ripped the channel away from the big mean Kyle, this is why you should go back and rethink what happened with Non Sequitur, because you're acting like Steve should be supported non-fucking-stop when Kyle and Steve both are the reason that channel failed, and all the points that Steve used, he also used these narratives against it too. Where's the hard evidence again, right? But the main point, no, you know what? I'm not even done, son. I'm not even done. We got more to go through here. Let's see. We already went through Busygate. Here, Katie Joy is a liar. Well, let's see if you reference a place anywhere on the internet or even a situation for us to search for to where we can know this. And Cheryl's World, you should be freaking ashamed of yourself for not looking into this before going around and hearting all of these stupid comments. Where did it go? Katie Joy is a liar. I'm so disappointed to see her on this. Again, people guilting. Why can't Cheryl have who she wants on the channel, even if you guys don't like them? Why are you telling Cheryl what to do? Why aren't you giving the actual lie that Katie told, or the actual criticism, or somewhere to search? Let's find one person who actually told people where to go here. Let's find one, and thank you. And then somebody says, a proven liar. Well, where's the proof? Let's see. Who says she can't lie because she has ADHD right after she said she lied all the time? She doesn't even catch her own lies half the time. When she does, she deletes. Yeah, sure. Okay. It can't just be that you do those things too, and that somebody gets up on YouTube and talks and gives their opinion, and that you guys are obsessed with them and pull apart everything they fucking say here. Let's see a reference point. Let's see somebody refer to a single thing we can go check, and then let's go check it. KJ is a horrible person. You will soon see that. Think twice for getting involved with her. Another one where someone just says she's bad and you shouldn't work with her without giving any reference. Again, what happened? Thanks. There are many YouTube channels on KJ. Steve McRae has a channel with a great amount of info. You mean the guy that I proved was lying on all the points he used against Katie in my Versus Mode Part 2 video? And then the others that called him out on it? You mean the guy that took off and ran away instead of looking at my evidence and then trying to rebut it, and when came back did not address my evidence even up to now, even though he's still referring to the things that I debunked? You mean that guy, that channel? And why are you in here talking about his channel? It's almost like he sent you here to say this. Weird. With a great amount of info. Go into a live with Sipping Tea. Kieran Exposed. News channels pop up daily when you dox and try to hack people's Twitter. That's saying Katie's doxing people, making this about her doxing people. Lie Daily. Talk about children poorly. Well, hold on. I've got a video of Steve McRae doxing people, so why aren't you discussing Steve participating in threats and doxing? I've got many videos of Steve lying daily. I've got literal tweets I can show you right now where Steve is talking about Katie's child, saying he's faking his sickness and that his mom is over-exaggerating his sickness, even though he's had 3 brain surgeries. A little bit one-sided. Normally when people criticize somebody, don't they criticize everybody for those things and not just selectively pick someone to criticize? Because where's you criticizing Steve for the same things? Try and claim sexual harassment. Try and claim. She did claim it, and he hasn't answered it. He lied in response to her claim of sexual harassment. Apologize, then claim it again. If you look at her history, once she's done using you, she starts drama and causes hell. Oh, that's Tanetta, that is a member of the group. Please do your research and don't just automatically believe what these people are saying. Check out UNIRocktv's video about Katie, please, and watch all of them, because he finds out the truth about the situation, even though he was concerned these rumors about KJ were true at first. Why, thank you, Kristen, Rebecca. That's nice of you. Then somebody says, after money was thrown at him and subs from Katie. After money was thrown at me and subscribers from Katie. Go look at when I gained subscribers in this story. I gained subscribers before I started to take Katie's side on this whole thing. It's insanity. Because Steve wouldn't give info to someone who didn't know the facts but ran with half-truths. Now, hold on a minute, Tynetta. You're literally admitting that Steve isn't giving the facts to somebody, but then criticizing them because they don't have all the facts. I think you're just randomly spewing things here in defense of your boomy master. But let's see what else is there before we get done here. Gretchen had every right to clack back at Tamara. That's about the video. I will never again watch your channel if you have Shady Katie on again from Busygate. Oh my God, I can't stand her. KJ, that is. I wasn't prepared to see her as soon as I clicked on and instantly sighed and rolled my eyes. Her name is in the title. You are lying, and you are one of his trolls. I recognize your name. I'm glad to know Cheryl doesn't delete comments. KJ can't control the comments section. Maybe Cheryl can be the one to finally expose KJ for the trash bag that she is. You know, are you just literally insulting her, or are you actually going to, state the thing that needs exposing here? That one's about Rena, so we're skipping it. I loved your videos, but stopped watching Katie. They are way too long, and she is very biased, and she is not funny. Keep doing what you do. Love all your personality. Now, this is a real criticism of Katie Joy. I'm not saying you should feel this way. This person stating how they feel, literally upset because she was biased against something that she didn't like, and she is not funny. These are opinions that are being represented for a reason why she stopped watching and put it out. It's highly possible this is a real criticism. Why aren't the other criticisms like this? Because they were ordered there by the guy who's getting advertised. You see, Steve is so desperate for views, desperate for attention, and desperate to force people to watch him that he will lie about stories, he will clickbait out things, and then he'll go around and order a group to advertise his name like he's the patron saint pope of the boomer town in order to get the attention and the views that he wants. If he would have gone viral for attacking Katie, he would have been happy. But until he receives it, he won't. Anyway, have I made my point? Wow, look at what happens when everyone is allowed to have an opinion without being blocked or deleted. Trust me when I tell you that an opinion or criticism is not allowed with KJ ever. You know, I have to disagree with you because I have criticized Katie many times. I still criticize Katie on several parts of different stories, but my criticism is about YouTube stuff. It has nothing to do with all of these things you guys are bringing up. The bullshit, the fake screenshots, the fake email, the copy strike bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I can criticize her just like you can criticize her, but why in the world is everybody here advertising it and advertising Steve? They're not even here for the video. They aren't. So my main point, these people aren't people that clicked on Cheryl's channel as viewers of Cheryl and then stated their feeling about the video, about Katie, and about these things. These are people that literally somehow got to this video and decided that they were going to leave the hate train against Katie. Gee, I wonder why. A closed Facebook group with thousands of members was literally told to do it. Dang, when I clicked this video, I thought you had some dirt on Katie or something, but no, she's co-hosting with you. No, please don't have Katie back. She's horrible. I think it's flippin' hilarious how KJ's army gets so upset with all the opinions they can't delete or block like they usually do. They must feel so helpless. Literally, the only thing they can say is, get a life or grow up. Well, that's because what I saw was when they said that, it was because you guys were insulting her. You see, if you have actual criticisms against her, I don't get why you're insulting her without representing those criticisms at least. You'd at least be funny about it. Remember, their leaders saying these same exact things all over the internet. Seriously, the best thing I've witnessed in a long time. Long overdue. You're literally celebrating a comment section. Now, you know, most of the people that came here would have given a thumbs down. The people from his squad. There's only 100 thumbs downs. Interesting. So, as the last stage of my... as the group posted, when I tweeted out a tweet before I went live about this, before I even said I was going to go live. And my tweet said, it showed this video, this image right here. And my tweet said that Steve is telling people to go do this targeted harassment everywhere Katie goes, anytime Katie does anything, which is factually true if you're a member of any of his little closed private groups, which I am. And my main point here at the end of this, or the last thing we're going to do here at the end of this, I lost my train of thought, is that we're going to look at the rest of the comments from that group. I've got random pieces of that group that I'm going to pull up onto the screen, and we're going to make up our own mind. You get to see for yourself what they say and what they talk about in that group, so you can make up your mind about Steve's little troll groups and closed groups that he has. And after we do that, I'll pull up the comments section, and I just might even turn off member-only mode for a minute to see if people are going to actually give their thoughts on this situation. And I'll leave member-only mode off long enough to get the opinion from the audience so that we can see what happens. And I think I have a feeling of what will happen when I do it. But anyway. So, let me pull up these random dump from these closed groups so you could take a look at it and make up your own mind. And while I do that, I want to give a criticism to Team Skeptic and Fight and others. I want to know, are you guys okay with people doing this? Are you okay with people not giving criticisms on YouTube channels, but doing it in private groups where they cultivate a hate mob of people and then order them to go out and do these things? Because Team Fight, you guys were willing to criticize me over the dumbest fucking thing I'd ever heard. You guys criticized me saying UNIRock blocked 2 people on the Great Debate Community channel, and therefore he's really fucked up for that. You might not have heard it yet. You might actually be watching this video. So let me, you might not those, but I'm at least going to put it out for anyone that is from Team's camp or Fight's camp here, or from Steve's camp. He lied to you about what happened on the Great Debate Community that day. You see, that was very close to when me and Steve had started to butt heads. And I went and looked at the video because people had told me he was up there attacking me on that video. And I was still a moderator on the Great Debate Community channel. And I had seen somebody break the rules of Steve's chat. So I banned them, just like Steve told me to do. Then, probably 15 seconds later, somebody else did. And I banned them. And then Steve removed my wrench. But that's not the issue. The issue is then Reds, Chesh, and Steve went around lying, saying that I was trying to ban everyone I could as fast as I could before they took my wrench away. By the way, it took them a very long time for Steve to realize that I had banned somebody. And then it took him even longer to get his boomer sausage fingers to go actually click to remove my wrench. How did I only get 2 people out of 150 people in that amount of time? How did I only get 2 out if they're telling the truth that I just started banning people to screw Steve over? Now, this is the worst thing that I've heard Team and them attack me for. Team said something about the military comments that Steve made about me, right? Well, Team, those comments are backed up on the Wayback Machine. They came from Steve's Twitter. He said all of them. And if you go watch Reds and me talk on Reds' channel after this happened, where I owned Reds and he had to keep changing the subject and he wouldn't give his opinion on anything that came out because he knew how bad it made Steve look, that conversation, if you look in the live chat of that, I was told that Steve was spamming over and over the same comments about my military service, that I had lost all my military honor because I criticized the boom boom. No joke. So, I can rebut those bullshit statements that were made about me on Team Skeptic's channel. I can rebut the bullshit statements that were made about me from Fight, and even tell you I'm not even mad at them. Because I do think that Steve got in their heads, like he got in mine, by selectively showing me things, cherry-picking and lying then about what he's cherry-picking so that he can try to gain the effect that he wants from the other people involved. He wanted Fight and Team to get angry with me and not come talk to me. They failed the test, though, because I offered them to come sit down and see my evidence for everything I've said so that they knew I had hard evidence backing everything I said. And they plugged their ears and went, nah, 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 nah. And I don't mind. But you did go to your YouTube channel and criticize the hell out of me in a deleted video. So I'm gonna criticize you when I feel like it too now. It's only fair. You told me you were a fair guy, so I'll go ahead and assume you are. All right. Back to it. Here we go. And then we're heading to Rock a lot after this. Let me get these pulled up. And actually, let me close some of the... I'll show you the ones we've already seen. Then we'll get the other ones out. Oh my God, how many are there? Holy shit. All right, we already got that one pulled up. Oh, that's a video. There's a video there. To a Taylor Swift song with the name Critical Thinking Engineer. Oh yeah, we got to see this. This is pretty cool. Looks like I got to download it and open it. I don't want it to play music though because it's got Taylor Swift. Okay, we got it. All right. Now, we've got that one. Oh, there it is. Here's a post in the group that they made today after seeing I tweeted This is the reason you get a lot of hate towards Katie Joy in your comments section. Targeted harassment from a creator known as Steve McRae in a closed Facebook group of teen mom haters that for some reason is admin by a creepster in his 60s. I tweeted her that with this picture. The admin of the group says, now remember, they literally see everything that's happening because all they do with their life and time is sit in these groups and talk shit about Katie Joy, and you're about to see a lot of stuff they've said in just a second, so you can make up your own mind on it. UNIRock is slandering this group. No, I just proved my case. It's not slander if I have evidence behind my opinion, and I just proved my case in this video. So if you think I was slandering, why don't you go live? Why don't you go live on a face cam with some audio? Right? You're this great non-doxer, non-harasser, non-cyber stalker. Well, you try to do it the way I'm doing it. Show your face, speak into a microphone, or you can just use your phone. You've already got one in your hand. That's how you're going through these groups, right? And actually respond here. You could do it on Facebook. You could do it on a public Facebook. Do it on YouTube if you want. Show how, play my video and rebut every point I've made and the evidence I've shown, and explain how I'm wrong about any of the evidence. Explain how I'm wrong about, oh, wait a minute, wait, hold on, who is that? That can't be this person. It is! That is you! You're a criticizer. You're not cyber stalking Katie. You're not harassing Katie for 9 months. You're a criticizer of her. Okay. I think we get it. I think we get it. A random post. Now, how long ago was this post? Let me count the days. Oh, it was just a week ago today. Exactly a week ago? This is still what you post here after all these months. Just a week ago. Okay. I got it. I think I got it. All right. Uh-huh. Yes, I know he's not in his 60s. Come on, y'all. Seriously? I can't joke around. Oh, I did forget. I am not supposed to joke around. I know you don't care, bro, but I'm just saying. That's how I handle these guys. That's how I handle it. All you can do is laugh. Oh, wait, you're not trying to aim targeted harassment at me, are you? You're a criticism group, right? Like, you guys are a criticism group. You're not a stalking group or a harassing group. Then why do you need to say that this is the person on Twitter that's sharing the pics from the group? You're wrong, by the way. The pictures aren't being shared on Twitter. Well, originally they're not. Everything from the group is eventually going to be out on Twitter all over the internet, just so you know. Well, hell, you guys can't get mad. That's what you guys do. I let you in my Discord. I allowed you guys to be in there. You guys like to cherry pick my Discord and literally fake screenshots from my Discord to try to gain some type of support that way. Well, I'm going to one-up you. I'm going to do you a favor. When I put out these, and when others put out these, they're not going to edit them. They're not going to mess with them. They're just going to dump them. You got hey, you literally have your admin saying that there's nothing wrong with your group. It's not a troll group, and it's a group that anybody should join. And he basically is saying, join it, look at it. There's nothing wrong here. Then why do you care? Why does it matter? And why do you want to target your little teen mamas over at the people who are doing it? Steve gave us permission. Well, you didn't see? I'll show you again. I am so proud to be in this group to help expose Katie Joy Paulson. This is not a troll group. It isn't here to make shit up about Katie Joy. It's not here to make up stuff about anyone. Come on. Or contribute to anything that isn't true. Really? Why would anybody think that? I mean, I have to say that because why would anybody think that? I can't get any higher. It is to point out factual things about her. Yeah, I swear, dude, trust me. Mostly using her own words. Yeah, trust me. That's it. Those are her words. They aren't fake screenshots. Those are her words. And it's to point out factual things about her. Now, do you see how I've used the word factual over and over and over and over and over again? That's repetition for the sake of repetition. It's not for the sake of trying to drive home a narrative or to alter the way people think by repeating these things. No. Mostly using her own words. Has said and done. We will remove posts, blah, 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 blah. Even if anyone says this is a troll group, show them this and ask them to join. So he wanted us in. We went in. What are you mad about? He gave us permission. I have nothing to hide. Well, he's saying go ahead and clip all you want. There's nothing to hide there. We have nothing to hide. Oh, wait, he said that twice. I have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. Is this the new Boomy song? We've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to hide. Yeah. Nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. Okay, sorry. Show them this. I honestly don't even care if all of KJP's fans join to see first what kind of person she actually is. Well, that's what we're doing. We all joined, and we looked at what you guys are doing, and you are a troll group. You are harassing her. You are cyberstalking her. We've got permission from your admin to look at this shit, to clip this shit, to share this shit, and discuss this shit. That's what this says. So there you go. There you are. So let's go through them. 4 minutes ago, a poll was created. For the last few weeks, me and other admins have discussed making this group public as we have nothing to hide. Do you notice how he says the last few weeks? You mean in the last few minutes since I heard what UNIRock said after I had all of our mods go through and start deleting things? Don't worry, we've got it all. I've got nothing to hide and completely want people to see what we post here. It is, however, we decided, really up to the members to decide. If people vote public, then if people leave, we understand. But keep in mind, nothing was ever really private in here anyways. You are such a liar. Make it public so we can compare your public group to your private group and we can try to see what you deleted. That would be real nice. Make it public so that once it goes public, we can go back through it and see if you've deleted any of the stuff we have. Then we can just compile all the stuff you deleted into one handy packet and put it out to everybody so that they know what you deleted. Hey, it'll be public at that point. We can share what you delete back into the group. Make it public for me. Hook me up. Okay. As predicted, Leslie is not... Now they're attacking... What did I tell you guys? I told you I wasn't against Leslie. And... he now, in the group, January 21st, is trying to turn Leslie into the bad guy. Leslie is not ever going to show anyone her YouTube dashboard, nor forward to anyone her email that is supposedly from YouTube. Well, weird. It seems like you're discussing things that are in Versus Mode Part 2. The whole reason you attacked me, turned other creators against me with your cultivated lies and bullshit, and the whole reason that you tried to turn me into the evil bad guy. I don't mind, but I have, for any means, I'm actually happy to know which of the people are weak-willed little punk bitches out there, but I'm just saying, anyway, that in of itself demonstrates a complete lack of transparency. It speaks volumes. There is no excuse. Why didn't you ask this of her before you took money from the community that you say that you respect and that you would never rip off? Because you don't respect them. It's just all about money and vengeance and bullshit with you, isn't it? And her trying to use me as a defection is noticeable. Told you also. Hashtag Steve was right. So I want to tell you what he's doing here. One, he's turning Leslie into the bad guy in front of his entire troll army of insane, rabid teen mom defectors. They've left the teen mom community to attack the teen mom community. And Steve is at the helm of it. This critical thinking engineer is at the helm of it. That's what critical thinking engineers do, guys. But he's trying to create a hashtag and force them into thinking that he told you so. Guess what, Steve? Guess what, big guy? In the video Versus Mode Part 2, provably, these are all the things I said to you. Big guy, provably, you are basically discussing my criticism in Versus Mode Part 2 with your group there. Let me find it. Hold on. Oh, hold on. No, I passed it. Bing, 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 bing. In versus mode part 2, Ding Dong Face, I literally show all the evidence of everything you're talking about right there. I do actual investigative work to be able to show beforehand what you're concluding now in January. I did this right after you took $1,200 from the community over it, and this is the reason why you got mad at me in the first place, buttface. So now you're basically not admitting that Steve was right. It's not a hashtag Steve was right. It's not a told you all so. Oh no. Who was right, Steve? If I said it first, if I was the one that stood up and put this out first, back on December 12th or whenever I did, or 20th, who's really right, Steve? Who was it? Hashtag who was right? I'm trying to find my song, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. One sec. Is that it? Hold on. Well, you're not finding it, so I'm going to find it since you won't find it. Oh, my God, bro. Who was right, Steve? Who, if I said it before you, all of this was my versus mode part 2 video. Who was right? UNIRock told you so, Ding Dong Face. UNIRock was right. Boomer. I gotta dance for a minute. I gotta dance for a second. I was right. I'm gonna dance because I was right. Uni was right. Uni was right. No, seriously. This is exactly what Versus Mode Part 2 was. The date of Versus Mode Part 2 is like December 15th or December 12th. Listen to this one more time. As predicted, Leslie, I told you so, Steve, Leslie is never going to show anyone her YouTube dashboard nor forward to anyone her email that is supposedly from YouTube. Told you so, told you so, told you so, told you so. That in and of itself demonstrates a complete lack of transparency. It speaks volumes. There is no excuse, and her trying to use me as defection is noticeable. UNIRock told you also. Hashtag UNIRock was right. Provably, big guy. Damn, it must sting. Oh my God, I can tell why you put this in a closed group there, big guy. I now know why you put this in a closed group where you are admin of. Okay? By the way, this is a different group that he's admin of, I'm pretty sure. It might be the same one, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. He's admin of multiple groups that are solely made to attack Katie Joy. Provably, he'll admit it. This isn't bullshit. He's not going to contest it. I just want to revel in it. I want you to correct this on, and I want it out on Twitter there, ding dong. I can prove to you before you ever said this, I made a video addressed to you. I sent the video to you that said exactly this and showed hard evidence of exactly this. You're trying to take, which is what you do, like when you stole the great debate community with your court case, you're trying to take credit and convince everybody of something that you don't own and that you never did own and that you never did have. You are trying to take everyone else's thing. That's why you insert yourself into communities. It's why you push these narratives out there. But you're trying to take Versus Mode Part 2 and say, you told everybody what was in Versus Mode Part 2. You didn't. I said it first. It's evidenced on Versus Mode Part 2. And hashtag Steve was right. You misspelled UNIRock. UNIRock isn't STEVE, okay? Hey, Boom Boom, listen here. I know you're bad with a keyboard. UNIRock is UNIROCK was right. Now, I can prove it to you. You said you don't put misinformation in this group. You say you will delete things that are wrong and redo them and correct them. You must then, in this group that I'm a member of and can actually see myself, put this out, but just those last two lines, you need to put UNIRock told you also, hashtag UNIRock was right. That is unless you are a liar. That is unless you are pushing fake stuff. Got me? Oh, you got me? Okay, just making sure, guys. Just making sure. Hard factual evidence. I said this in Versus Mode a month before him. So I just want to get that corrected for you. Remember, it doesn't matter who. You don't care. You don't care about troll stuff. You don't care about all that messed up stuff. All you care about is that you get it correct. So make sure you get that done there, Boom Boom. Okay? All right, let's move on. Now, inside this group, them and their members say dumb things like this. I was looking at her social blade today and found it interesting that she gets such even numbers of views of new viewers every day. When I looked at other social blade, their numbers varied. Starting to think you can buy subs. Well, whoever you are, this is bullshit, and I'll tell you why. She has even numbers because Social Blade has to only show by the 1,000 at her number. Or is it 100? Once you get 1,000 subs, it shows in the tens. Once you get 10,000 subs, it shows in the hundreds. Once you get 100,000 subs, it shows in the thousands. So it will always show an even number of subscribers, but you're misrepresenting that information. Steve's allowing it to be posted there for 20 straight hours, knowing that this isn't true, with 5 thumbs up and 12 comments. You know, it seems to me, and I know that Steve McRae and the other admins in the group know this, I think this is factually, provably here, this is you guys trying to convince people that she buys subs with bunk evidence in your non-troll group that everything is correct and verified in, which makes it a troll group. Anyway, let's move on. You guys were perfectly fine sharing pictures of my closed Discord server in your group, which means by proxy that you are okay with people showing pictures of your group out in public. Also, the admin of your group named Steve McRae, I just showed a picture where he gave us all permission to join, look around, discuss it all. And in order to discuss it, we've got to take screenshots and put it on YouTube and Twitter so we can discuss it. Remember, open criticism, applying all of your opinions on how to criticize and what to criticize to the entirety of the world, even yourself, because you're not a troll group. You see, a troll group would only want us to apply your criticisms to one person. A non-troll group would want you to apply your criticisms to even yourself and everyone else. So, therefore, you are okay. So why are you posting this? Well, I'll tell you why. You're posting this because you want people to get pissy and go after people. You want to instigate your group to go harass whoever shares the pics from your group, even knowing that your admin gave permission. That's what a troll group does, not a good criticism group on Twitter or Facebook or whatever the hell your stupid shit is. Also, just 2 hours ago, after I shared a picture from that group, an administrator made this group hidden from search and other places on Facebook while they went around and deleted things. What they don't know is I actually have moderators in their group too. They've been in there cultivating and deleting their group so that Steve could announce that the group is going to go public soon if you vote for it. Hey, don't worry, guys. The vote will buy us time. We got to give everybody time to vote. That's normal, right? Everybody out there will say, hey, he had to give people time to vote. He couldn't just make it private without giving them time to vote. And you guys get in there and delete all the stuff we don't want people to see. That's fine. We've already got your group. It's okay. You can delete anything you want while it's hidden before you make it public. We'll make sure to get it out there to people because you guys are okay with that. You guys are fine with it. You liked it when it happened to me. You won't mind when it happens to you. Got it. Okay, good. Oh, just 29 minutes ago, I haven't been accepting any more join requests to the group since I became admin. Yes, you have. I have deleted people that were brought to my attention through Messenger with verification and proof. Oh, you've been deleting a lot of people. You guys have been trying to hide that shit like crazy. I want to know how y'all feel about opening the group up to accepting new members. Once again, that was after they privated it and had time to go through and delete everything they didn't want people to see. Yep, proved it. Proof. Hashtag UNIRock was right. Now, this is the picture that an admin of the group put on the group. This is a picture of her drinking a beer. They don't have a picture of Steve drinking a beer. Steve gets drunk every day. He's an alkie. He's a boomkie. That's a combination of alkie and a boomer, okay? He's a boomy, alkie, and yet they don't criticize him for that. But no, they'll try to draw up pictures making Katie look older. They'll try to make her look like she's drinking all the time. They'll criticize her for the medications that she takes, for the the drinks that she takes, but they'll allow Steve McRae to literally be an alcoholic all day, every day, to where he's literally forgetting things that happen and just going around stomping and booming everywhere, and they don't care at all because it's not a criticism group. It is provably a troll group. Let's get done, son. 1 minute ago from the boom boom zoom zoom himself, the grinchy zoom boom. 1 minute ago, I have reconsidered, and while I respect what people have said here, private doesn't mean anonymous. It just means only current members can see posts and post in the group. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. See members and see who admin mods are. Being private does not mean what you say is... Wow, I wonder why you'd say something like this once I tell all of you that I have the group. I wonder why you're saying this once you know that I have the group. Weird. I've had the group the whole time. I wonder why you didn't care a month ago. I wonder why you didn't care a week ago. I wonder why you cared a minute ago. Oh, it couldn't be because I went live and busted you on your troll group and proved it to the entire community at large with this video, right? By the way, anybody out there that wants to download this whole video and re-upload it in full to their channel, go ahead, just put the link to UNIRock 2 in the About section and in the title for me. So with that said, I vote we make it public. This is literally him doing his narcissistic, brainwashing, narcissistic kind of thing that I've told you he does. Proof of it, he just got busted. He just got busted. Now he's all panicky. I need to post things that make... Now that it's private and open, I got to make people think it was my idea, not UNIRock's idea. I just challenged him in the beginning of this video to make it open. To open it right now, not later after they have time to delete things. What did he do? He put out a poll. He waited throughout the stream until he had time to get his mods to finish cultivating the group, and then put out this. This is exactly who he is. This is what he's been doing throughout the non-sequitur story. This is what he did before the non-sequitur story. This is why people like RN Raw stopped working with him. This is why Dillahunty wouldn't be around him. This is why the females around him all came out and said what they said. This is what he does. This is who he is. This is what you support, just so you know. I'm just saying, creators out there that I might have tagged in the title or the About section, and the creators out there that have been next to him on the DFOTY panel and helping him out, this is what you guys are. Once I realized he was doing this shady shit, I let all of you guys know, creators, and I dipped. Remember when I made the announcement that I was leaving the community? Oh, God, damn, son. That was before, by the way. That was like right when everything happened. Instantly when everything happened. That was before I was even blocked by McRae. But you guys have known all of this that I'm showing people more info on now. And you've been supporting him for a month and a half. Chills, Dick, everybody else who's supporting the guy. We're not even at the worst part yet. We haven't even got to the good stuff. Oh, hold up. I say we allow people to leave and delete what they want, Tina, before we take the group public. This group should want Katie and people to see what's in it. What is there to hide? Do you hear him? Do you hear him? He knows we're watching, so he puts this post out, but he's so bad at the internet that he says there's nothing to hide, but we need to let people delete what they want. Why are you deleting anything? You're deleting things in real time. You're admitting to the deleted things in this post in the group. This is from the group. Bro, you just admitted you have things to hide, or there would be no reason to delete anything. That's the definition of not having anything to hide. You deleting things is the definition of having things to hide. Oh my God, bro. How does this work? How does this work? They're mad at Katie for not joining their group when they asked. They're mad at Katie because someone took shots of their private convos to Katie. I don't know why they're mad. I don't care why they're mad. What I care about is they want to act all panicky and crazy, but they've been out sharing shit from other people's Discords, other people's social medias nonstop. Now look at how they panic when they get their shit shared a little tiny bit, right? Don't worry, guys. The tidal waves are coming. Oh, yeah, dude. That's a stretch, isn't it? It's a stretch. So let me go ahead and fully explain it, because God's auditor, love you, bro. I'm fine. You're criticizing my statement there, but I'm going to rebut what you said. This is him building a narrative that he's trying to make it, okay. He's putting the deleting off on those people. He's not trying to let them do it. We just saw the notification. Hold on. Let me grab it. They do have things to hide, guys. Right here proves it. Right after I scheduled my stream and started it, this is what they did. They didn't think it would announce it to the group, but it did. Made the group hidden from search and other places on Facebook. They're taking the group offline. They're going in, cultivating it, then pretending like we want to make sure you're okay with deleting yours. No, they deleted it. You can have whatever opinion you want. If you want to be that freaking, if you want to be that numb to what's going on, that's fine. Okay? But don't try to act like that's not what they did. The timeline is right in front of your face. Okay? First, take the group off of line, make it not searchable, then go in and cultivate it and delete the shit you don't want people to see. Then say things like this to put the appearance into the group when people do join it. Once it's public and people get in there, they're going to see this and say, oh, Steve didn't care and they didn't want, it doesn't matter, and it wasn't Steve that deleted things, it was the people that deleted it themselves. It wasn't Steve and his mods. Of course it was Steve and his mods. Why? There's no reason to do this if it's not Steve and his mods. This is not needed if it wasn't Steve and his mods. Of course it's Steve and his mods deleting this stuff. Come on. You crazy? Come on. It's a stretch? Bro. Come on, bro. Wake up, bro. I say we allow people to leave and delete what they want, Tina, before we take the group public. Now people won't think that Steve and Tina deleted things. It was the people that deleted. Narcissistic. Ha ha ha. Lo lo lo. This group should want Katie and people to see what's in it. What is there to hide? All the shit you deleted before you freaking did this. All the shit you deleted before this is what you wanted to hide. Obviously. Do I need to spell it out? I mean, come on. They are still in the group. Ugh. 2 hours ago. They are the ones sitting right next to you as admins, ding dong. Let me just go ahead and spill the proverbial beans. This is what happened, Steve. You started doxing people. You started threatening people. And you started talking shit about 7-year-olds with brain damage and brain surgeries with developmental disorders. Some of your admins and mods have kids with developmental disorders and brain injuries. Some of your mods had been doxed before and saw the clips of what you guys were doing and saw the evidence. They decided they were going to help some people get in there and figure out what you guys are really doing. And oh my God, did the info not just pour out. It's okay though, Steve. I literally have a post with your permission to do exactly that. You gave permission. Sorry, bro. All right. This is January 24th at 4 p.m. Katie Joy, 1/22/2020. What he said, because on a live stream with Cheshire, he said, I don't know, I must have said something about P now. You can figure out what the P is just by thinking of the anatomy, right? Because I don't know, like I heard something P. The fuck, Katie, did I say publicly? Why do you talk like this? Why do they trigger you so bad? If you didn't do anything, why do you care? If you're so innocent and you're not doing these messed up things that you get accused of, why in the hell don't you just get up there, tell people your side and tell them what's up and then be done? Why does it haunt your mind? Why does it follow you everywhere you go? Why are you watching everything that someone says? Everything that comes out of my mouth and Katie's mouth, you are glued to it because you are our biggest fans. And you are just terrified. You're just shaken inside. You constantly have to be watching. And there's a hate in you. And that hate, I think, is driven from a place where you know you're lying to yourself when you look in the mirror. You know you're doing these things. You know how hateful you are. You know what you really want. And what you really want is everything I just showed in this video. You want people to stalk her, to follow her to every channel she goes to and everywhere she speaks. You want people to say what you want them to say in the comments section. So since people don't say it themselves, you have to order a group to do it. You want to lie about who's deleting comments in your group now that I've busted your group out. By the way, I've been doing this in your group for months. I don't know why you think it's going to help for you to delete things now. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why can't you just, like, you know, do your content? You know why? Because I knew how narcissistic Steve was, and I challenged him. I told him that, you know, he's just going to do this to Katie, and he's going to pop off and do his content, so there's no way he'll stop going at Katie, so he felt like he had to keep going at her. He can't stop, y'all. He can't stop. He'll never stop. He's using the same old things against her, but he'll never stop. What is that defined? How do you, like what I just told you, how do you define that? What is the definition of it? Targeted harassment, cyber stalking, duh. And it was Kyle and GE who was speaking all their peas all the time. Ask Bullinator. Listen, he's admitting to it. He's admitting to it here. So all of you that heard him say it was because of a Twitter conversation, he's admitting in the closed group here on January 24th that it wasn't in a Twitter conversation, that it was a verbal conversation. So everybody that heard him say that it was a Twitter conversation, and everybody saw the videos where people said it was a Twitter conversation and heard him say it to them, you know he's changing his story, and you know he's bullshitting. He changed his story on the non-sec breakup. He changed his story on the sexual harassment accusation. He changes his story on everything, and when he gets called out for it, he goes into panic mode. She forgets. The internet doesn't forget. You are a tired meme at this point, dude. You are a tired meme. Really? By all means, if someone wants to make a video on it showing she's full of shit, timestamp 1412 in her reaction to Kyle Curtis' interview about non-sec downloaded. So fucking dumb, bro. You're obsessed, dude. I think you're obsessed after you lied about it and said it happened on Twitter knowing it didn't. I think the reason you're so obsessed... Well, I think you get why he's so obsessed. I don't have to say it out loud, do I? UNIRock is claiming we are deleting information, lol. Is there anything that should be deleted because it's false? No, it's all backed up with evidence. This is why I suggest we open the group, lol. You didn't suggest that you opened the group 2 minutes ago, Tina. I suggested it a couple hours ago. Again, hashtag UNIRock was right. Hashtag told you so. Whatever Steve said, right? So you know, you go ahead. I know you got to take other people's thunder and you got to use it as your own thunder. I get it. Fucking idiots, lol. Once again, opinion, speculation, and character assassination coming from them. No, it's not. I've got a post from Steve literally stating that that people are going to be able to go in and delete what they want. I'm giving my opinion on your weak-ass rebuttal to this video. Character assassination. I'm showing what you're saying and giving my opinion. Sure. You guys aren't character assassinating anybody, are you? Like, your group isn't any type of character assassination. That's not why you order people to go around in comment sections and to respond to certain comments and to boost certain things on Twitter and to boost certain things that all have to do with false things against another creator, Katie Joy. Your whole group's not... It's not your group that's character assassination. It's me doing this video that's character assassination, isn't it? Sure. Gotcha. 3 minutes ago. So listen to this. Why does Uni and his idiot followers, so every one of the 17,500 people subscribed here, every one of the 38,000 people subscribed to UNIRocktv, every one of the 3,000 people subscribed to UniReview, and every one of the 700 people subscribed to the Rock-A-Lot channel are all idiot followers. Why does Uni and his idiot followers think that this is a teen mom group? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I described perfectly why I think it's a teen mom group. Because a teen mom created your main group and gave you admin in it when she left after telling her teen mom fan followers to join it. Factually, you have clips of you admitting this on your show. You're lying now. You know why I said it. You're a liar. You're a liar. Kabocha, kabocha. If you're here thinking this group is about teen mom, you're severely in the wrong place. This is him straw-manning me. He is a literal... He uses every fallacy. Now, who else uses every fallacy they can to defend themselves and their way of thinking? Flat earthers. This is why non sequitur is destined to fail. The only thing that'll make non sequitur work is if they start doing flat earth debunking content. It's the only thing, it's the only reason people would still go there once he gets his channel back, right? So, one more time, who uses fallacies to defend their ways of thought and then to defend this and do all these things? That's what the flatties do. All of his shows where he's making fun of flatties, he is worse than them. The flatties defend their ding-dong belief that the earth is flat. He defends doxing, targeted harassment, cyber stalking, and the R word. We're about to get into that in a minute because this video should just be a full expose on him so that Team and Fight and all these closed-minded, unskeptical people out there that aren't willing to look at the evidence, but they're damn willing to make up their mind about me and others just because of our opinion on this situation, just so they know. Oh, yeah, just so they know. Kabocha, kabocha! Ashley Siren from Teen Mom or some related show started it. I took it from her. That's the only connection to Teen Mom. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, you admit it in this very post 3 minutes ago. Boom, ding, dong. He's admitting that Ashley Siren, who is a star on Teen Mom, a celebrity, started the group, and he took it from her. That's the only connection to Teen Mom. She got all the members to that group there by advertising the group on her Instagram. I've got the screenshots. You know this. That's how you got a group with any followers at all. What are you talking about? Horrible argument, Boomy. Good Lord. Learn to critically think. Learn how to debate a little. Learn how to do a video response or something. Learn to critically engineer some thought, man. Now, I want to remind you of how this all started tonight, because I didn't come out and jump on him for being a member of the group or the horrible things the group was saying. After Steve made an announcement that he was done attacking Katie Joy and left the groups, and even though he rejoined the groups, I didn't say anything. I waited until he literally rallied the group again to go do his dumb social media engineering behavior. With this post, 3 hours from when this was taken, I don't know who Cheryl is, as I don't follow Teen Mom, if that is the show on or covers LOL. God, you're creepy. Because you are saying this to a bunch of Ashley Siren fans who are in your group because Ashley Siren, a Teen Mom, created it and advertised it for you. That's why they joined. The only reason they all joined was because Ashley Siren was the creator, ding dong, and is allowing everyone to speak out against Katie Joy without censorship. I have asked her to collab with me in the comments section. Now, she's not going to collab with Steve when she looks at his channel, but if she sees that a big bunch of people go talk underneath Steve's comment and Steve's ding-dong mind and his critical thinking engineer mind, he thinks it's going to increase the possibility he'll get a collab with this woman, and he wants to increase the possibility that she will never work with Katie again because he wants to affect Katie's viewership. You get me? Okay, we're on path. We're on track. We're on critical thought engineer. Okay. I asked her to collab with me. Please find my comment and ask her to do one with me so the facts of KJP can get out. I'm not afraid. I have receipts. I got evidence. Why don't you show any of it then? I've debunked all your bullshit. How about you show something else so I can debunk it? How about we debate? If you're saying I haven't debunked you, let's go debate on the Modern Day Debate channel. James would love it. I'm willing to share my truth of Katie falsely accusing me of fraud, tax evasion, and sexual harassment. Well, we came to find out you lied purposely about her sexual harassment claim, and that accusing you of fraud and tax evasion is your way of morphing her argument, strawmanning her argument, strawmanning her words. You're a ding-dong. Deal with it, you ding-dong. A boomy ding-dong. Now, okay, so we're back to this one. I'm proud to help... I'm just going to just go to read the beginning of this. I'm proud to be in this group to help expose Katie Joy Paulson, January 27th, just a couple days ago. This is not a troll group. It isn't here to blah, 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 blah. I read that earlier. Okay. That's a very important one. UNIRock is slandering this group. So this is what Cheryl said after the fake outrage mob was sent there by Steve and his troll groups. This is what Cheryl said. Hi, guys. If you watch my channel, you know I usually answer as many comments and emails as I can. These collaborators that I do just as a way to different opinions on our favorite shows. Nothing more, nothing less. It looks like a lot of you have strong opinions on this one. I've read them. Message heard. I have 2 more collabs with 2 different YouTubers coming up next week, and I hope you guys will watch and comment on. Thank you for commenting. As always, I say everybody to give their thoughts. That's what we do here. We talk about it. No comments will be deleted. This is a forum to share thoughts. This is why we're called the Truth Tellers. See you Truth Tellers on the next video. Bye, guys. Well, Cheryl, I'm going to challenge you. I don't know anything about you. I hope you're a truth teller. I hope that you're not a cyberbully like Steve McRae that I literally proved with this entire video. I hope you're not somebody that tries to push narratives in comment sections by using troll groups so that they can try to affect the way that any random person will feel when going into the comment section. I hope that you're against that as a truth teller, that you're against people doing the literal thing I showed tonight on this channel. So I challenge you, Cheryl, to do a video literally explaining your thoughts on Steve McRae sending all of these people to your channel. I even did a segment in this video where I broke down a huge number of the comments that were there that were targeted at Katie and gave really good truth-telling logic, critical thought engineer on how this is all because he instigated this. And normally you would have had a few people that complained about Katie, but they also would have watched your video, heard what you guys had to say, and give actual criticism instead of just a blanket robot ordered response from Steve's troll group empire. Steve does not just have 1 or 2 or 3. He's in many of them. He's in groups that try to expose me, that try to expose Katie, anyone that criticizes him. Nate Brody, Drag, all of them get talked about in these certain groups. Red's Rhetoric, Chesh, and other people are in those groups to help him disseminate this type of targeted harassment and BS and lies and insanity. All of this is backed up with screenshots. All of this is backed up with their own live streams over and over and over, and the way that they handle them and operate them. Go take a good look at it. Watch Versus Mode Part 2 so that you can make up your mind if Katie should be the recipient of this much targeted harassment and hate, or if Steve McRae used absolute lies to try and instigate it. Make up your mind and watch my video, because I literally debunk the shit that he used to rally these trolls against Katie. And I 100% not only believe it, but I've proven it up to now. If he wouldn't have lied about key pieces of evidence, all the major evidence is the only evidence that instigated people to go at Katie so hard. All of it was fabricated and lied about by Steve. He even gave an opinion that you shouldn't trust screenshots until they're verified weeks before screenshots came out against Katie that were unverified. But when Katie's screenshots came out, he went around telling people that you don't need to verify these screenshots, and I'm going to get mad and attack UNIRock because he wants us to wait and verify them before we talk about them. Cheryl, I think you should do it. You don't have to. You're your own person. I'm just weighing in. All right. Okay, I literally have a clip of you sitting next to a guy who's trying to threaten me with my location, which is the textbook definition of doxing. Doxing is to get the location. What is the act of doxing? To threaten a person with the location. That's it. By AT2 threatening me with the location. Actually, I should just play this clip. You guys tell me in the chat, do I play the clip of McRae literally sitting there while somebody threatens me with my location and helps them narrow down the possible candidates of whether it's me or not, using my age that he says he knows, right? Using information that he has about me that I don't talk to other people about to help them narrow down which person's me so that I can be threatened with my location is the definition, Steve McRae, logically critical thought engineer, of you doing this. Just saying. So you lied here. Do I show it? You do want me to? Okay, let me play it. Hold on, I got to grab it. It's on my other hard drive, but my hard drive is connected. It's in there. I just got to go to it. I have to go, through to the path of it. Hold up. Good to see you, Skynet. Skynet watched me log into Escape from Tarkov and just rail some fools. So, the other night, it was fun. It was fun in a Santa Monica Boulevard. I don't know why I said that, but I did it. Okay, so where was this? It was inside. It was inside my live folder, so I should have it right here, shouldn't I? Current live stream room, bottom of current live stream room. If you guys can you guys hook me up? Oh, Steve just posted membership is going up already, he said. Oh, he's jelly because I'm getting members. Oh. Hey, Steve, I got more members than you do patrons and members combined. Ding dong. Damn, I really needed you, didn't I? Looks like I really needed you, huh? Hold on, I'm gonna have to wait for my mods to get me a link. Let me tag them. I don't know where it. I don't know how to get to that folder on my other hard drive right now. I just installed a new hard drive, but I'll get the clip. All right, I tagged them. They're pretty fast. They'll get it for me. Let's get back to it. I only got a few more of these things to show you. I'll show you the doxing clip. Then I got a video for you to see. Because we dropping it all. This is the expose of the McBoomer. The fully exposed McBoomer expose right now. You walk away from this without addressing all of this. The internet, oh boom boom pow pow, will never forget. Oh shit, I accidentally messed with my chat and turned off member only mode. I can't let that happen. Not while critical thinking engineer here is complaining about my membership being on. Well, then I'm going to leave it on. Okay, good. I had it off so I could get some opinions from the non-members, but I'll just leave it on since it triggers the boom boom pow pow. He even said here, look, it triggers him that I get members. You can join next to the subscribe button, y'all. You can join next to the sub button.
The name is right, the birth date is right, the town in a particular state in the Midwest is right. No, I'm not going to go into depth just how much I know. Just know, Uni, you don't want to fuck with me.
I have a question.
Now, you might not have heard it, but that was Steve underneath Mr. What's it? Oh, hold up. We got a hiccup. In the internet. Hold on. It's coming back. Okay, let's ride out the internet hiccup. Here. Oh, here it comes. Coming back in. Hold up. All right, we're back. We get internet hiccups here. It's because Busy drinks so much that even the internet hiccups.
Two people with his name, and I don't know which. One was 36, one was 38.
I was literally directly threatened by the individual with you with my location. This is why so many of the people that defended you on this and said that you didn't do anything wrong were made to look so stupid. You literally joined in with AT2 threatening me over my location. Go read any law firm, any YouTube, or any Facebook definition of doxing, then make your argument. Because you won't be able to make the argument that he didn't participate in it, that he didn't do it along with them, and I do hold that standard. But just so you know, here it is again.
The name is right.
This is AT saying, I've looked at all these packets of doxes from the people in this hangout. Who's in the hangout? Dawson, Dick in Space, AT2, the guy talking, AT2 Productions, Steve McRae, Cheshire Vic, Red's Rhetoric joins a little bit after this.
Birth date is right. The town in a particular state in the Midwest is right. No, I'm not going to go into depth just how much I know. Just know, Uni, you don't want to fuck with me.
Then I uploaded a video to the Rock-A-Lot channel that is literally proving AT2 was the account that jumped in to my chat and said he's going to dox everyone I know. I know he was trolling, but he tried to lie and tell everybody it wasn't his account that said it, so I went and proved it.
How old is he? There's two people with his name, and I don't know which. One was 36, one was 38.
This is him engaging in the conversation they had earlier before they started the show. They were sitting around talking before they went live, looking at these packets, and because the host of the show brought those things up, you get me? They started to go into conversation about it. AT2 and Steve were drunk and threatened me with my location after admitting that they had all been sitting around looking at these packets, at which person could be me and not, where Steve's like, let's continue the conversation. What's the age again? His age is either this or that, so that negates this, and that proves this could be him. And then AT2, you get it? You heard it?
I have a question for Steve.
Well, hold on. Now, Cheshire knows how bad this is because she's not drunk, so she tries to change the subject. Too late.
There's two people with his name, and I don't know which. One was 36, one was 38. How old is he?
How old was he? How old was he is what Steve says.
Two people with his name, and I don't know which. One was 36, one was 38. How old is he? There's two people with his name, and I.
Is that not your voice, Mr. Boom Zoom, pal? Oh, well, then why are you saying this? Because if he would have spoke up in this group, if he would have spoke up after this, if he would have said something to the effect of, I would never dox UNIRock or talk about his location or age in any capacity anywhere because it's not part of the conversation, well, maybe I would give that to him. He's done nothing of the sort since then. I need to update my channel with this information, so let's do it. He has not come out and stated that AT2 was wrong in doing that. He's not criticized AT2. None of the creators out there, from Team to Fight to any of the DFOTY members, none of his group that hang with Steve objected to this. And yes, I sent it to them and tagged them. So it's a little strange. It's almost like they're okay with the fact that this happened. It's almost like Steve was discussing my location, narrowing it down by an age that he thought I told him at one point. and trying to help them do this so that I could be threatened by AT2 with my location. If that's not good enough for you, I'd like to see what would happen if somebody would do it to you sometime, because I don't think you would argue it. I don't think anybody would defend it if you took my name out and put your name in. I don't think you would defend a live stream like this about you. But what if it wasn't you? What if it was your kid? What if it was your niece or nephew? What if it was your wife? What if it was your mom or dad? What if it was your brother or sister? Take any of those people and just listen to the clip again and pull me out of it and put them there, then ask the question. Then ask the question. Because you're going to say, these motherfuckers are trying to dox her, and then this guy did and threatened with the location. YouTube helped me. People criticize them. Disavow them if you disagree with this behavior. None of them disavowed anything because they don't disagree with this behavior. It's why they're standing next to Steve and AT2 and all of them since then. Anyway, I wasn't going to bring that up, but since he's in the little private group mentioning doxing and how he doesn't do it, well, that's a lie until you stand up and speak against your friend and disavow AT2 forever, Steve. Sorry, you are supporting doxing. You are supporting threatening people with their location, and it's a factual, actual criticism. You can ignore it all you want, but it doesn't mean that it's not true. Hashtag what? Hashtag what? UNIRock was right. Her "I'll cut you" handle just sums up what kind of person that she is. Well, let me fill you in on a little secret here. You're right. Okay, now we've got a video that was shared in the group. Let me see what it is. Look at this. This was shared in their group. Steve, what in the hell is this? Why didn't you remove this picture? It is you with a chainsaw, the McRae, I should say the McBoomer, with Katie in front of you about to chop her up. This sums up your group completely. This is one of the things you most likely got rid of when you took your group off of public and searchable and listable and went in and cleaned some things up there. What is this, dude? Why is this in your group? Why is it there? It seems to me you hang out in these groups, that you are an admin of them because you're not a criticizer or a critical thinker or a debater, because you are a harasser and a doxer. Why do harassers and doxers and these kind of guys, these kind of cyber stalkers, these kind of guys that get accused of these really sick things towards women all the time, why do they fake being critical thinkers, fake being these things on the internet? Because they want money, because they like the cash. Why is he so jealous of Katie's views? Why is he so jealous of mine? Why is he so jealous of my memberships? Why is he so jealous of my donations that you can donate through with streamlabs.com/UniRock Live or paypal.me/UniRock or Super Chat or join the channel next to the subscribe button? Why does this a continual criticism from him with the little, lol, hey, remember, I'm like you guys. I use this type of short form internet speak and I like emojis, lol. Because he's not a critical thinker. He is a doxer. He is a harasser. If that clip, now let's do another thought. Hey, let's not pretend we're UNIRock viewers. Let's pretend we're critical thinkers for a minute. Let's pretend we're skeptics and we're on a team with each other. Let's ask ourselves, what if we would take that doxing clip and instead of them being there, what if it was me and Katie Joy and a few other people that we hang out with? What if I was the part of AT2 and Katie Joy was the part of Steve? They would be playing it over and over and over again, claiming that we were doxing them and harassing them with their location and exposing us for it. And you know it, and I know it. And yet there are people that are on teams with people that consider them skeptics, and there are people out there who try to fight people that use that type of thought process in what they do, and they're not willing to disavow the people that do this stuff. But they're willing to disavow me because they thought I was lying about what Steve said about my military career, and they're willing to disavow me because I blocked 2 people from a live stream. Really? Not, I think, you know, it's really unskeptical behavior. It's really, I can't find the, it sounds worse than flat earthers. That's what I was trying to say. It's worse than flat earth. Yeah. And right here, we've got the clip. We've got, well, I welcome the truth, which is why I'm more than happy to speak on it. Fun fact, I've never lied. Yes, you have. I proof on my channel. Proof, absolute hard proof that you lied. I sent you evidence that you were lying, and you kept lying, and you ignored the evidence. You lied. Doxed, I just played the clip. Factually, accurately, by your own standard of how you would treat me and Katie, you did. Harassed, actually, yes, by your own definitions of these words, you are these things. By the evidence I've shown tonight. But here is one of Katie's trolls. That's not one of Katie's trolls, ding dong. Trying to use the 2018-2019 Katie Joy playbook of character assassination to try to silence me. And it's not gonna work. Thus, you have now seen the entire reason for why he's done this. As soon as people who he sees as inferior to him stand up to criticize him, all of a sudden he feels like if he stops going at Katie, if he stops going at me, if he stops doing this behavior, we are going to win. So he must continue forever. Because if you read the definition of a narcissist, go to any, you know, encyclopedia or any type of website and read what a narcissist is. Not just that, but all the other things you've seen tonight are textbook reasons why narcissists do what they do. Just for a little context. Now, I think we've got it all. I think we've got everything. Oh, we don't? There's like 900 more screenshots from that group that I'm going to have to go through. So I'll probably just upload an actual video because I'm trying to do less live streaming. I'm going to be live streaming at least half the days of the week, because I usually live stream every night. But I'm going to replace some of those days with live streaming with uploads, just so you know. And I'm going to try to upload on the days when I do live stream too. But I'm going to have to just put all the other things that I think are massively important to this discussion in an upload. I'm just going to do it that way. Now, what will I be looking for after I show you this last thing I want to show you? I'm going to be looking for any of the other creators that have been on a stream with Steve to actually stand up and answer for why they're still supporting him after this, or at least be able to answer why they're ignoring all of this while being brave enough to try to call out other people for lesser things. I'm sorry to say it, if you just did talk about Flat Earth or something else, I can give you a pass for not calling out Steve, because your channel doesn't do that thing. But if you were willing to discuss me or this topic or any topic about Steve on your channel in any way, I kind of do expect you to do it on your channel, at least. You know, just the ones that are around him at this point and constantly around him. And since then, and since I've rescinded my support for the shills, their show has turned into an absolute shit fest. All they do is harass and say really fucked up comments that aren't comedy in any way, while they're drunk as hell about how people look, about people's sexuality, about how people interact with each other. I mean, they are just judgmental pricks over there on the shills. So just to make sure, remember when I rescinded my support for them and thought that maybe they'll approach me, sit down, talk to me, see my evidence, maybe I'll actually give my support back to them after that happens, but while they're attacking me with Steve, I'm at least going to rescind my support. They failed the test so massively. You can go see a couple videos out there. I'll have to find them. I'll tweet them out for you here in the next day or two that will show you the direct evidence of the clips from the shills. Anti-Ordinary did a few, actually, now that I remember who did it. It was Anti-Ordinary did a few videos about what they did on the shills, and she's got some really good exposés taking what they said and breaking it down and showing you why I actually rescinded for a great reason and permanently now will do so. Come on, Busy. in perpetuity. Busy, why didn't you speak up a little? I wanted you to speak up a few seconds ago. You said in perpetuity, but I wanted you to say it a few seconds ago. Get on it, dude. Last thing I got for you. I talked about 2 videos in my interview with Kyle Curtis. Remember the interview where they used the same tactics that they're using against Katie Joy to try to convince the community not to watch my interview, but then to make up their mind that I was sided to Kyle's side when I'm not. I announced my side at the beginning of this. I'll reiterate really quick. It was Kyle's fault and Steve's fault for the show breaking up and for Steve not getting paid. And you guys are treating Steve like he did nothing wrong and that he should be lauded and celebrated and all this when he shouldn't. He shouldn't even be supported for it. But that's my side. So if you want to repeat my side, just get it right is all. But I shouted out this video in that interview with Kyle in the beginning. Steve McRae versus Chief Al Espinoza, Pasadena Police, trial by YouTube, evidence versus trust. It's a great video, and it breaks down with hard evidence who McRae really is. This is the reason there was a massive amount of people standing up to call Steve out for supporting Warden. Now, we thought we were lied to by McRae. Anti-Ordinary's video goes into how she was lied to in the same way I was and many other creators were. He came to us and tried to tell us that the issue was that they were trying to make his video about saying that Warden was innocent, but he didn't say Warden was innocent. Well, Anti-Ordinary goes through, and so does Brody, and grabs all the times that Steve did try to convince the community that Warden was innocent, which would make him fit the description, the actual description of an RA. So my point for having to tell you to go watch these, I could never do as good of a job as Anti-Ordinary or Brody did with these 2 videos, and I could never do as good of a job as Dragnot Silvis and Brody did when they first criticized this, and I want to just make sure to shout out all of them, and I hope if Dragnot has a Twitter or something, or if maybe like I'll have my mods give me the good Dragnot videos that they did months ago on this and tweet them out for him, because I didn't mean to not do that in the interview, and I'll try to make it up for him. I want to get him on the show. You kind of have to pursue me a little, and I'm not saying you have to. I know that I shouldn't expect people to, and I don't. I'm just saying if you don't, I will try to get a hold of you, but I'm just swamped right now. So if you want to jump in my Discord, Brody will get you a link. I can get you on soon. If you want to wait until I get a hold of you through email, that's fine. But either way, those things are things you should watch if you ever made up your mind on this, spoke on this, because Thoughts by Jay Brown is trying to say that he does believe Steve's claims on this. So the last thing we're going to do tonight is hear what Nate Brody has to say about what happened. I did get Nate Brody's permission to react to this. I'm sharing it right now, and I have played some of this on the Rock-A-Lot channel. I've played some of Demi's video on this subject on the Rock-A-Lot channel, and I hope that you can go to both of these. Mods, drop the link, please, to both channels' videos on this subject, if you will. And let's take a look at what Nate revealed. He actually found the evidence and makes the perfect case so that you can make up your mind.
Steve said a rape didn't actually take place.
I believe it was consensual, which means it wouldn't be rape. Because I think that he's an honorable guy.
All of those clips that Brody just played, Steve lied to me and said that it was about these people are attacking me because I wanted to interview the guy, and they're mad about something he did 20 years ago that wasn't part of the video. Every interviewer does this, and I took his side on it because I didn't have those clips. He didn't tell me about them. He cherry picks things against other people like Katie, but then he tries to hide certain points about him once he receives a public backlash for what he does. He tries to minimize, like the doxing video, or these clips where he's literally stating that he believes Warden, because of Warden, but doesn't care what the victims had to say to believe them.
I'm Alice Spinoza, Chief of Pasadena Police Department. I know that David Earl Warden is a sexual predator.
Steve said a rape didn't actually take place.
I believe it was consensual, which means it wouldn't be rape. Because I think that he's an honorable guy.
Steve McRae has presented this man, Earl David Warden, as a good man, an innocent man. So what's the problem? Well, Earl David Warden is a convicted rapist. He's also a serial rapist. And he's currently under indictment right now for raping his own child. And the narrative that's being put out,
which he also didn't tell me about,
is that Earl David Warden is an honorable man.
Person, but I at least will give him the benefit of the doubt and believe him because I think that he's an honorable guy.
Now, Steve has said that he believes that the rapes, the serial rapes, I'm assuming, were consensual.
I believe it was consensual, but that's my opinion, right? I'm allowed to have that opinion. That doesn't make me a rape apologist.
And that
it does if you're taking just one side and believing one side without looking at the other. It fits the definition of it. I won't mind if you think someone's innocent, but you have to do it because of evidence. You have to do it because of a real reason. When you just wipe away one side's claims, all the evidence on that side and everything about it, but yet you believe the other side for literally no statable reason, that's the definition of it, yes.
All of his victims are lying. Similar to the Bill Cosby episode. Remember when Bill Cosby was, thought of being a serial rapist, 30 women came forward and people were saying all the women were lying. Well, Steve is saying the same thing about David Earl Warden. But today we have an opportunity. And that opportunity is to evaluate Steve's claims of whether this is an innocent man or whether it's reasonable to believe that this serial rapist, convicted rapist, alleged child rapist is innocent versus the chief of the Pasadena Police Department and the lead detective who investigated David Warden's.
Now, before he gets to it, I'm weighing in here. And Brody, this is a magnificent video because it gives people both sides what they think. The evidence is there, the opinion, and your opinion at the end. And I think it's great to do it that way. It lets people make up their mind before they get hit with your opinion to where it could affect it. But attacking the chief of police is a straw man type argument. I know it's a different fallacy. I'm not Nathan Oakley. I don't memorize fallacies. Anyway, though, he attacked also the chief of police simply because somebody did an interview with the chief of police. He started looking into the chief of police background, putting out stuff about the chief of police. Why not do that to Warden and put it out next to the chief of police? This is what makes him an RA. It's what makes him. This is what he does, and this is why I'm showing it in every single story. Selectively cherry-picking things, trying to strawman the other side's arguments, and then choose arguments after strawmanning them and putting up false arguments in place, trying to grab things behind the strawmanned argument to try and verify the strawmanned argument like he's critically thinking. And he puts out an illusion while he does it for people like I used to be, where I didn't give two shits about this guy enough to really look deeper, and I know that's what's happening to Team and Fight and the other people close to him. What I'm doing now is because they will not listen to me and come talk to me, I am publicly letting them know. As time goes on, you are going to bring yourselves down by supporting Steve McRae. I'm saying this to you guys because I liked you, I defended you, and I stood up for you guys. And when you fall, I want you to remember that I warned you first.
Serial rapes. All right, so first we have to start by going back to 1984.
At least one person cared enough to try to help you before it happened, and it was the person that you guys mercilessly attacked that night.
And it's the summer of 1985, and I'm going to have the chief of the Pasadena Police Department explain to you what was actually happening.
Well, you know, at the time, when we got these cases, we knew somebody was running around Houston and Pasadena, which if you go about a mile further down Ritchie, you'll cross into Houston.
Right.
We're, you know,
Totally
right
different
on,
jurisdiction.
Yeah, we're right on the border. And I remember I spoke with Houston detectives and our detectives, and we had someone going around this area pretending to be a police officer, stopping young ladies by themselves at night, late at night, right after the bars close, right after 2 a.m., pretending to be a police officer, handcuffing them, and then using his gun.
I'm muting this part because it's disgusting.
The victims. And then, like, he was in love with that gun, too. I mean, he would, you know, up the vagina, like he had a fetish with his gun. So, I just kind of remembered it, you know. I said, this guy is going to one day pull that.
Damn, that's honorable, isn't it?
That gun and pull the trigger.
Or something's going to go wrong.
Or something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
The girl's going to try to kick it out of his hands, or so I had a sense of urgency of finding this guy and getting off the street because I thought I was going to prevent a homicide.
So now we understand what was happening. Someone was going around in a white car with police overheads going, pulling women over on the weekends after they come from a bar, handcuffing them, raping them, using their gun as a tool of this rape. Now, they didn't know who it was at this time, but they had some very, very important clues. The person had a white car that was police-like, and the person had a uniform on. So the authorities focused in on those two aspects. How many people have white police-looking cars, and how many people are wearing full security uniform? Here's the chief now explaining why Dave Earl Warden was their prime suspect.
And he was working as a security officer, security guard, working at night for these dealerships at Ritchie and 225. And he was working the night shift. And so he used that opportunity to be your classic, you know, predator. He was out looking for young ladies driving late at night, and then he would stop them, act like a police officer, but he was wearing a security guard uniform in a white car with, you know,
Did it have
overheads.
lights?
Yeah,
Did
it had overheads.
overheads?
and
I wondered
stuff.
how he managed
Yeah.
to get them to stop.
Right, and then he would handcuff them.
Now, you may be saying, well, if there was serial rapes, a whole bunch of women who were raped in this particular manner, why was he only charged with one rape? Why was he only charged with convicted offense? The chief explains.
With the
Now, this happens a lot when they think they can get a guy, put him in for a long period of time and make him pay and get him off the streets. You know, this will happen. They'll take 4 cases and skim it all down to the worst one, go in with it because they think they can win with that one, and they think that they can get him in there for a long enough time to keep the public safe, basically, and to rehabilitate him at the same time. It backfired in their face tragically, and because of that, Warden got out and gained 100,000 followers on the internet by teaming up with people like McBoom. And that is why, if I would have known that he actually did think Warden was innocent without giving any evidence or good reason, I wouldn't have continued supporting him back then. And I do know for a fact that's why he lies about these things. It's why he this is what This is why non-sec broke up. Got me? This is what did it. Let's just pretend that McBoom was in there with Kyle and none of the women started to harass, started to claim that Boom was doing those things. Let's just say that Boom didn't get in fights with the biggest creators that would come on non-sec until they, like Dillahunty and Raw said, it's not because he's giving an opinion. It's because the guy is literally yelling the opinion, forcefully pushing the opinion over and over and over and not listening to anyone else and just waving us away. Then they would get harassment afterwards. And this is why they let Kyle know. While he's with you, no. And that's what instigated the fall of non-sec. I've said the whole time, I don't know where Kyle lied or told the truth anywhere except the places where I've got evidence to show where he lied and told the truth. And I don't know where Steve lied and told the truth anywhere but when I have the evidence up. But in the beginning of the non-sec story, I sat on this channel and I did think that Steve was telling the truth. Until I started catching him in lie after lie after lie in these behaviors over and over and over, I did support him because I didn't see all of this. And it's not my job to have to go out and dig down to the bottom of the internet for a month to be able to get the truth out in a story. And when I started the Katie Joy story, that's why I told Steve on this show, I said, Steve asked me to do the first video and I did it. And he was in the chat saying, you need to do like 8 or 16 more. I forget what number it was now. You need to do like 8 or 12 or 16 more videos of this against Katie. And I said, no, dude, like, because back then I was on a constant upload schedule and I did have a lot of videos in the algorithm and my channel was constantly putting out content that was, you know, doing really well. And I knew that if I gave all my time to a story, that I would have to, take time off of uploads, take time off of live streams to be able to get in and figure out what was really going on. And once I realized how bad this was, then I said, okay, look, wipe everything off the table. We're going to take a pause. We're not going to do as many streams. We're not going to upload at all until we get this figured out. Then we're going to hit it back. Unfortunately, he's been doing nothing but, even after winning, as he says he's won already, which I don't believe, but hey, he can say what he wants. He's already won everything. He is in this group today doing what I showed you. This isn't somebody who's prepping to get non-sec back. This isn't somebody who's preparing a massive amount of content for the next year to justify your patrons, to justify your donations, to justify what you give the guy. All of you, by the way, are giving him everything you give him because of some imagined form of content that doesn't exist and never did. Before Steve McRae was on his Steve McRae channel, he didn't have any patrons. Before he started to go on Non Sequitur, he didn't have anything. Once Non Sequitur ended, he didn't have anything. Only when a bunch of content creators started to weigh in on the story did he then get a huge mass of people, because if you remember early on in the non-sec story, everybody was supporting Kyle Curtis. The entire non-sec base was just thinking everything was cool. Okay, fine, Steve sucks. Until the death of non-sequitur came out and until all this happened. And what I'm telling you is, if I would have known any of this back when this all started, I would not have given that opinion on the death of non-sequitur and the other things that went on. And I made a mistake in that, and I've corrected it up to now. But my point is, instead of just using the thought process that all of the McCrazies use to try and justify why you should hate everybody that Steve has a problem with and why you should give him a pass on all the behavior that you see of him, he wants you to criticize Katie Joy for literally nothing that he can prove or show other than a few things where he's like claiming she's lying and not even getting her side of it. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to not get her side and believe him, right? But then you find out he does that same thing for this type of person. He's done this same thing to steal an entire community called the Great Debate Community in the beginning. He's done this kind of stuff. So what is Steve McRae? Is he a content creator? Yes, he's a content creator that does the harassment content. He's a content creator who does this in troll groups so that he can get the assumed visage of being this being behind closed doors, and him, the last thing he told his audience is, I'm done attacking Katie, before rejoining this group and just starting it all over again. How do you have I don't even have enough time to hang out on social media. How in the world does somebody who's going to be at the helm of Non Sequitur, everybody acts like there wasn't any work to do to make that show work. There's a massive amount of work to do to make that show work, and he used to say it. You're paying for this. If you've supported Steve since Non Sec ended, the only thing you're paying for is this. You are paying for him to sit in troll groups. You're paying for him to sit on the internet, drink, laugh, put people down, degrade people, insult people. Then, when he's not live, you are footing the bill for him to sit around in these groups and to do all this crazy psycho stuff. And the only real content the guy did in the last year is this video defending Warden. This is literally where your dono goes.
District attorneys would tell us as detectives is that, okay, we're going to take the best case we got and
Run with it.
And then during the punishment phase, we'll bring up the others that he...
Propensity. Now, propensity is when you've committed a crime like rape in the past and you've committed another rape in the future, then the courts will not allow evidence of the previous rape.
Damn it, I'm trying to mute where he says the R word, but my demonetization was gone long ago in this video.
Come in because the jury would have the tendency to convict you as a propensity to continue women, right? They would convict you based on what you've done in the past. So the courts want you to only be convicted of the evidence and the charges against you now. So that's why they don't generally allow in evidence of past crimes. David Warden's attorneys filed a motion to keep all of David Warden's past incidents and past crimes out. So here is a paralegal who's interviewing the chief, explaining to you what the jury in Mr. Warden's rape trial was not allowed to hear.
For David. I mean, that's David's most.
This is important. Listen to this, because the only person who knew any of this was the Boom Zoom. Why didn't he tell us this while he was saying that he believed the guy?
That's his attorney filing that paper, saying, hey, that part about David raping those other women, that part about David having a stolen car, that part about David's brother, when you're making the arrest of David and David's brother pulls up in the unauthorized vehicle while the arrest is going down,
Wow.
none of that can come into the trial. Okay, so that's the
He had a
most.
good attorney and a liberal judge.
Now, David was duly convicted and given 10 years probation. And there are some idiots out there saying, well, he only got 10 years probation, so it couldn't have been that.
Do you see this? 10 years probation, not jail time, I believe his rendition of the story. He hadn't even heard. He hadn't even spoken to the victims. He hasn't even looked at the evidence that they used against Warden. He's literally just taking what Warden told him as evidence. It's crazy. This is the content. This is the only thing I could find on his channel that is actual content, other than a few videos he did about atheism and agnosticism, but those videos are so bad that I will not consider them as content. It's almost like a 10th grader did them. He wants to say he's some like philosophy major, genius, nuclear genius engineer, Katie Paulson engineer, critical thinking engineer, and he's not. It's literally batshit crazy. I never bothered to actually listen to his thoughts on atheism, and when I did, I realized I'm better at it than he is.
That bad. Well, what if I told you that there's a case in 1986 where a man was found in the act of raping a woman behind a dumpster? Two individuals went, grabbed this.
Now, this is part of the story. You're going to have to go to Nate's video to watch it. I'm trying not to have too many words pop up. Now, the reason I'm doing that, Nate, is because YouTube has a rating system, and if they rate too many of your videos at a high rating, your channel will get shitty views. So when you use these strong words, all YouTubers now are just muting them. You know, I just get used to doing it while live. Like, if I'm going to say that David Warden is I'm going to just cut it out, and you're going to know what I meant, obviously, by the context of the video. But just so you know, if you want to keep your video in the algorithm and high in the algorithm, try to get those words, those really charged words. If you need a list of them, I have a list of all 38,000 words that we've identified that will immediately demonetize you in the algorithm if you use them. If you want to study the list and look at, like, you know, if you have some type of content you're doing and you say, like, okay, let me search for a few words so I can see, you know what I'm saying?
Charged and later
It's in my Discord server under UNIRock's advice for other creators in that room.
Indicted for the rape of his own child.
On a man accused of child sex assault, now back in Harris County and getting ready to face a...
That's him last year. I can't even, it makes me sick. That's why I don't talk about these types of things on my channel. It makes me literally ill. I used to be able to watch this, like, forensic files and stuff of this kind of thing before I had kids, but it makes me sick after having kids. I'll still watch, like, forensic files and stuff. I'll just skip those episodes because it's just bad.
Judge.
Earl Wooten expected in court in about an hour after he was moved from McAllen, where he was arrested last week.
I'm going to leave you with the chief of police for the Pasadena Police Department giving his professional opinion on Earl David Warden.
I'm Al Espinoza, Chief of Pasadena Police Department. And in 1985, I was a sergeant detective in detectives, and I was the...
No, Chuck, I will not interview Warden. I have enough evidence to be able to say to myself that if Warden ever goes back to court and it comes out that he's innocent of something, I will state it on this channel. It's up to him to do that. I know I know that it can be gotten wrong sometimes, and I am open-minded, and I will not pin anybody. Notice that I haven't, like, made this video as much about Warden as I have about McRae and his, you know, trusting Warden without hearing the other side's opinion, which is literally the basis of my channel. That's what got me into this mess in the first place. Not being able to talk to Kyle in the beginning, not being able to talk to Katie in the beginning of that one. You know, I will not, my channel does not do that type of content. If it did, I would, but I don't. It's not a new thing. Ever since I started my channel, I avoid these types of subjects on YouTube, and I always will avoid these subjects on YouTube as much as humanly possible within the context of a story. But since his name did come up, if he ever has something that comes out that exonerates him on something, I will do a video about it. I'm just not going to interview him here. I'll interview him on DLive or Periscope or something if people want me to, but I will think about doing it if people want me to. I'm saying I will consider an interview for him on one of those channels, maybe, but the likelihood is that I won't, because I probably won't be nice to the guy. Like, if you take the thing that happened 20 years ago and he's trying to do a redemption story, like, I'm literally, like, changed my life, I've admitted to what I've done wrong, I'm going to try to make myself better. That's not what this story is. If the current charge wasn't up there, I would consider it, but I doubt I'll even interview him over there because of a current charge, right? I'm not using reasons of just Warden's bad or something to make that decision. I'm using the same reasoning I've always used on my channel to make that decision. If you want to hear Warden's side, you know where to find it. I just told people he had a YouTube channel.
Detective who investigated David Earl Warden for sexual aggravated assault, who was a suspect in many sexual assault cases, but we were only able to file on one case. But I know that David Earl Warden is a sexual predator, and I'm sure there are many, many bones in his, or skeletons in his closet. So
now, because I think this is so serious, all the evidence to these claims are in the description of this video. I mean arrest warrants. I mean all the court documents. I mean the video that you've just seen of the interview with the chief of police. All of that evidence is in the description of this video. Now, if you are someone who's on the fence, who doesn't understand, who doesn't know, don't trust me. Look at it for yourself. So now you've heard the evidence.
And I appreciate that. And I've looked at some of it, and I've drawn the opinion that I even know that Brody would update his channel if something ever happened, right? This isn't a video exposing David Warden. All of this stuff is very light. It's very surface level about him. His interaction with Steve and how Steve lied to people about what he was saying about Warden is the focus of this.
On why this convicted rapist and likely serial rapist, the man who's indicted for raping his own child, why I believe it's reasonable to believe that this man is guilty of his crimes. But there's another side to this coin. Steve McRae says that this man is an honorable man and that his victims are liars.
Steve.
That is the point there. That's the point. This is where it goes to Psychoville, okay? You don't, like, he says he's talked to Warden, so he's made up his mind. And this video is not about Warden again. He's talked to Warden, so he's made up his mind. Did he talk to the victims and get their side too? Did he look at the evidence that was used to convict him, or that they tested or whatever? No.
Steve said a rape, hang on, Steve said a rape didn't actually take place.
I believe it was consensual, which means it wouldn't be rape.
Yes.
I happen to believe this guy.
You realize you are saying that you do not believe the victims in that case. Why, though? What's the evidence? I will tell you in a minute the main issue I have, but I think Nate hits it. Let's see.
Talked to his best friend. He believes him wholeheartedly. His fans believe him, and he has a huge dedicated fan.
Do you hear him? These are the reasons he's using. He's got family members that believe him. Well, every family member does that. He's got friends that believe him. Every friend does that stays by him. The ones that don't aren't ever going to stand by him. They're going to take off. A huge dedicated fan base. Well, that fan base is all going to make up their mind based on what's put out on that channel, whether they subscribe or whether they follow that person, right? How is this in any way relative to what's going on here when we have victims, court documents, and these things to make up our mind on?
Fan base. If I'm wrong on that, okay, then I just made a judgment, an error in judgment.
Steve's friend Cheshire Vic
calling the victims absolute liars without even looking at their evidence or talking to them isn't something you can just say oopsie on. It's a huge mistake. Now, if you did listen to them and then you did listen to the other guy and there was some part of the story that you claim is the reason for thinking what you think, that's a different story. But I didn't even know he said any of this. I wasn't paying attention. I don't follow Steve around like he does me and Katie and other people. I don't check on everything he does. That's the issue that a lot of the people that follow Steve has. That's one of the main reasons why we don't know about some of the worst things like this. And I did criticize some of the other videos against Steve, the people he calls trolls that I do not consider trolls now and have been apologizing to, like Nate and others. They did great videos. Some of the videos they did, though, were very long to get started. I do that, too. It's not an insult. But it's why a lot of people watched them, got like 10 or 15 minutes in, didn't see any evidence, didn't hear any good point, and popped out. The sucky thing is, if you actually watch those videos, they get into the evidence and the points. It just takes some time to get in. That's not a criticism. That's just a style of video.
Explain what Steve actually means.
Yeah. Saying that he believes it was consensual is not defending a rape because that.
How is it not? Do you realize that all you do is literally just say anything that'll make him look good? You don't even critically think through what you're saying before or after you say it. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Case from his point of view, a rape did not happen. He's not saying a rape didn't happen.
What matters and what makes him either an RA or not is the reason he has to say it didn't, or the reason he has to not believe the people making the claim and to not believe the people making or believe the people making the opposite claim. The reasons. That's the issue. Not going to talk to them, but allowing yourself just to get that side is a mistake that I've made in recent stories that I'm trying to correct, and I have been correcting with my current content and other videos I've done. That's the main issue here. I was being a Steve apologist when it came to non sequitur, because I was not opening my mind to watching the death of non sequitur from Kyle's point of view. Literally, in the video of death of non sequitur, he states with his mouth, no, it was never 50-50, and yet people are still convinced that Kyle admits to a 50-50 for the channel in that video. He doesn't, though, when you go back and watch it without just leaning to the other side and then pausing it and ending the video with your cherry-picked clip. He elaborates further in the death of non sequitur to say, we were never 50-50 on the channel. And I'm not saying it's the truth. I'm saying you got to take the claims people make and you got to apply what's gone on in the story and then make up your mind. And when Steve started changing his story on non sequitur from the original months to the later months of the story, that's when I realized we need to go back and look with a critical mind and take both sides on two different views of it. So watch the death of non sequitur twice. Start it with Kyle's point of view, then go to Steve's point of view. And you will come out the other end saying, I've been lied to now, not just by one side, because we knew Kyle was lying to us. He admitted to it on the show, but we've also been lied to by the other side. And it's so easy to find the proof. You go out and you just look at one thing, the video Steve did. And it shows that they didn't have an agreement. They tried to talk about having one. They never filed it. They never decided the terms. They never got it ironed down. But what did he tell us? That he does own half the channel and does have an agreement with Kyle. We are literally lying to ourselves when we tell ourselves that for some reason we believe Steve without him showing the evidence that proves it. He has shown evidence that proves something. He's shown evidence that they never set the terms for non sequitur. Who owns non sequitur if they don't set the terms? Well, it's not Steve, sorry to say. Now, that's just one side. I'm telling you, based on the evidence we have, I just don't believe either side in non sequitur. I think it's a clusterfuck of two people not going and filing paperwork so they could set terms for a business, and then one side, Steve, trying to make a power grab through manipulating the community and manipulating the court system after not filing the paperwork for the business. Kyle did fucked up on a lot of shit too and then bounced out, and we were left with what we had. The issue is I wasn't saying what I'm saying now. Back then, I was saying something sided. I was saying something narrow-minded, closed-minded, and I assumed a lot of stuff because Kyle didn't show up. We should have never assumed anything through the whole story if we're being skeptical or if we're being logical, and that also should be applied to this part of the story. Sorry, you got to hear what Cheshire says. What was her name, Busy? Breadshire. Okay, you got to hear what Breadshire says.
What Steve actually means.
Saying that he believes it was consensual is not defending a rape because in that case, from his point of view, a rape did not happen.
Yes, it is. If there's a claim, right? And like refer me to the evidence that makes you say that it didn't happen. Warden's words. That's the issue. Because you've got these other words saying it happened. Where's the evidence? In the About section of Nate Brody's video. That's why I've made up my mind where I have. I'm open-minded, as I said earlier. If he ever goes to court and ever gets things fixed up or changed or whatever, to look at those documents and look at that evidence. But the evidence that's there is just too much for me.
He's not saying a rape didn't happen to a rape that did happen. He's saying that he believes that it was consensual based on outside information.
Yeah.
What is the outside information? I'm going to go into that after Nate's done.
Yeah, if that didn't clear it up for you, you're not alone. It makes absolutely no sense.
Saying that he believes it was consensual is not.
Now hook me up. What's the outside information so that we can understand why he's saying this? What is it?
Defending a rape because in that case, from his point of view, a rape did not happen. He's not saying a rape didn't happen.
Now, Steve has put up a couple of defenses.
It's so crazy, dude. So crazy. She literally said 3 different things in one sentence.
That I think it's notable for us to talk about. Now, Steve has made many excuses about why he believes that Earl David Warden was innocent.
This is what matters. This is where you make up your mind on, is it some type of apologetics or not, or is it wrong or not, or is it unethical or not? This is where you make up your mind. So before we get in, I would say that logically, if you're going to blindly defend one side, that is an issue in this, regardless of why, whether it's a family member, a friend, whether it is because of how you feel about women, and that's a part of the RA question that we're not getting into because I don't get into those topics here, but I'm just saying. And it's just that, are you being fair to both sides, listening to both sides, and making your mind up from both sides? Or are you closing off one side while only entertaining another and then drawing a judgment? Then the part that turns into the shitty part is when you go out and you say blanketed statements that aren't true or that are leading or that are lies in order to get other people to forgive you for your thoughts or to believe you on your side. That, in my opinion, would make this a fucked up situation. So let's hear and see if any of that was done here.
But most of them were easily dismissed. Like, for instance, he said there was a lack of Romeo and Juliet laws, but
that doesn't apply here. That doesn't apply at all.
Texas did have Romeo and Juliet laws.
Yeah, Texas did have them, so.
He said that Warden maintained his innocence, but so did Bill Cosby and the Zodiac killer.
That's just Warden's word, so yeah, we can't use that as any type of evidence because we also have another side that has maintained their story the entire time that is opposing the claim.
You know, he said Warden got 10 years probation, which we covered earlier. And last but not least, Steve says that he had secret evidence.
This is the part that I think everyone needs to hear for multiple reasons. The secret evidence side of this. This is the same thing that happened in Non Sequitur, the story of Non Sec. This is the same thing that happened in the Great Debate community and every other thing that Steve's been a part of. When he gets people that are, pushing back on him, there's always, hey, I think what I think because I know things you don't know. Okay, fine. You want to use that as a defense? You're going to have to tell us what you know if you don't want us to be judging you for what you just said. I'm not going to tell you, but it'll be available soon. Why? I need it now if you want me to. And why did you even bring this shit up if you're not willing to do it? What does that sound like? Sounds like his excuse on the screenshots about Katie. Sounds like his excuse on the fake email that was part of the last story. Sounds like many of his excuses when it comes to why Katie bad. Because I have evidence that shows it. Give me the evidence because I've already debunked all your other bullshit. I'll give it to you when I want, but I'm still going to rail against her. This is the same thing that's common throughout all of his stories, and I think it's a lie. Personally, I think there's enough evidence out there to even say it's a lie because he never once revealed this evidence. He promised all of us back with the Warden thing after people started giving him heat, people started to weigh in on it. He promised them back then that they would get that evidence soon, and none of it's come out up to now. And it's been a while since then. So it leaves people hanging to make a final judgment on him, waiting because they don't know why he made up his mind. Then, when the soon doesn't come, the evidence doesn't come, and people ask him about it, there's only 1 or 2 or 3 of them that do because most people have moved on, it's not in their heads, and it doesn't matter. They get blocked, they get banned, they get shut up. And he never once, if he does want to respond to the Warden thing and all of the people that had now stopped supporting him because of how he acted back then, he affected many people to literally think that Warden was innocent off of this excuse. I've got secret evidence and you'll have it soon. Why don't people support Steve anymore? We never got the evidence. So if he wants to respond to the worst part of the story to give him an out, he can't just respond to any part of the story and get an out. He's got to respond to the worst part of the story and get an out. What was your secret evidence back then that allowed you to have this crazy opinion in this, and yet promising everybody they'd have that evidence soon? It never came out. Give it to us now. It's been a very long time. It's been not soon. It's been very long. You owe it to the people that thought they would give you time before judging you. You owe it to them here. How about the screenshot? How about person M and person X? How about all the things that are, I've got reason to believe this and you'll eventually have reason to believe this? How about the contract with Non Sequitur? Something he promised me, promised you, and a lot of people. Quote, unquote, he had a contract with Kyle. He's going to get it and put it out. Same concept. Secret evidence that he has that makes him right, that makes it okay to support him, that makes it okay to withhold your criticism against him. Secret evidence is going to come out. The problem with the contract, the same thing that happened with the Warden secret evidence, the same thing that happened with these other things. As time went on, the contract was downgraded to a written agreement. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it was eventually downgraded. And when he showed it, it was a Google Hangout conversation that Kyle never responded to, which means there's hard evidence that they did not have an agreement about non-sec. But you're all going to support him still, aren't you?
And that you should simply trust him. So don't trust any of the court documents. Don't trust the chief of police. Don't trust the district attorneys. Don't trust the victims because they're liars. Steve said so. He has secret evidence. And just so you know, he cannot show you that secret evidence, but you have to trust him. You have to trust him. So on one side, we have court documents, witness testimony, victim testimony, and a man who is suspected of serial rape, convicted of rape.
Here's one reason why I do think Warden was guilty back then. And I, like somebody said, why don't you talk to Warden and draw your own opinion? I know Warden has videos. I can watch him and draw my opinion. But if I ever find something on Warden, here's the thing that I want to know. My playback, it is. There it is. Here's what I want to know. Why is it that there was somebody going around that area doing this 20-some years ago, to woman after woman after woman after woman. And only when he was arrested and locked up for it did it stop and not happen again. That's one thing that is on my mind, because somebody asked me earlier, why don't you, listen to Warden and hear his side? So if I find a video where Warden addresses that, and I get a good reason for it, maybe in my head I'll say to myself, I'll look a little further. But I'm still not going to, in my off of YouTube or my own personal opinion, I'm not going to go further than that. And I'm also not going to damn him. It sucks that he got brought into this, but he got brought into this not because of me. You know how he got brought into this.
And now is under indictment for raping his child. And
that's the main reason that I will not speak to him. I will not interview him. I won't get his side. When that whole thing has to happen before that is ever even thought about. That has to be finished.
All the accompanying evidence for those claims. And Steve McRae saying, trust me, he's an honorable man. So
if he ever was going to respond, how would he do it? He would have to respond with that secret evidence that he had that would exonerate everyone, Warden, and make everyone understand why Steve acted the way he did. But like with every other story, he never shows the secret evidence because it was all a lie. All of it.
You are the jury, and it is time for you to vote. Do you believe David Earl Warden?
All right, that's pretty much the end of this, I think. No, he makes a great statement up here, too.
To scam you to believe. Stand this. One of these two men is trying to scam you. To scam you to...
Before I let him finish, because it's a great point, and you need to hear it. Why is it the chief of police gets attacked for anything? Why? You don't even need the chief. There are many other people that were around back then that could corroborate the chief's opinion or testimony or side. Why attack the chief? I don't get it. It seems like the worst kind of deflection or the worst kind of straw man. We're going to take this dude, we're going to put him and Warden up there, and we're going to attack the chief instead of criticizing Warden. Well, that's what he did. That's why this is being brought up, because that's what his response was. When people saw the chief interview, that's when Steve weighed in with attacking the chief and his personal life and shit like that. I don't get it.
To believe that a serial rapist is a good guy. But before you end this video, I want to ask you one question. Do you trust the convicted rapist?
No.
The serial rapist?
No.
David Earl Warden?
No.
Would you want him living next to you?
Uh-uh.
And your children?
No.
So, I'm asking you as my jury to vote.
All right, now this video was Nate Brody with Boom versus Chief Al Espinoza, Pasadena Police, trial by YouTube, evidence versus trust. It's such a good video because it centers on the evidence in the story, the hard evidence. It gives you the ability to hear what both sides say with their own clips, their own words, their own testimony. I even wish at the end he would have showed, and I think he put out the video before this happened. He did. Yeah, never mind. He put this video out, and then the response from Steve was to attack the chief of the Pasadena Police and to try to say that the chief is a bad guy because he had this and this happen during his career. So you can't listen to the chief when it comes to him talking about what happened with Warden, even though we can confirm what the chief says by looking back at police reports, looking back at these other things, and come to a few conclusions like that point that I made. But once again, I don't want you to go look at Warden to watch his stuff because of this video that you saw here. I avoid bringing up these people most of the time that are accused of these types of things. I avoid that so that there isn't any type of promotion yet. There's not any type of elaboration. I'm not giving an opinion there. I believe exactly what I believe, what I've already said, and I'm not going to go further with it or against it. I'll have an open mind. once court's done and all that's done, and maybe it'll be a conversation of the future. Who knows? The main point is, I want you to look at the story you just heard in this video and ask yourself, are there repeat tactics used that were used in non-sec, that were used in other issues that came up? Yes. Who's defending Steve? Chesh. She's not giving her own opinion. She never does. Every opinion she has is default damage control. And I have an issue with that. It makes me never want to consider her opinion. That's why I don't listen to her anymore. That's why I'll never talk to her again. She's literally just his opinion, reiterated, filtering out some of the drunkenness and some of the narcissism. Not all of it, but anyway. So why not? Why do I even need her opinion? All she does is damage control, change the subject when needed, when he's saying something really bad, and then try to make excuses over and over and over again. I can handle all of those things. I don't need somebody else filtering it for me. And that's another one of the main issues here. I won't even go into it because this video is now done and I'm going to the Rock-A-Lot channel. Let me sum up everything I've said. Let me hit all the main points. Let me make sure you get what I'm saying here, unless you join throughout or towards the end. And let me just elaborate a little further before I head to the after show so that you know exactly what I'm saying and you don't have to have anyone else tell you what I'm saying because you heard it yourself here. No, Busy, you're not going to go around telling people what I think. That's no, you're not, Busy. That's what I'm trying to avoid right now. You're making me angry. So, here's my summation. Here's the whole point of the video. Here's why I've done this video, why I'm updating you. It's why I've tagged Team Skeptic in the title and others. Because it's been long enough. The drama's died down enough, even though it's still there. And it's now time for people to not have certain things withheld from their opinion, withheld from their purview, so that they can make up their mind on the full issue. We are YouTubers. We are people that get on this platform and give our opinion on things that are happening. Some of us don't like to incite mobs of people to go try to boost us in a comment section or on social media more than just, hey, like my video, share my video, because we want you to make up your own mind. Everything I've shown you tonight is hard proof of what I've shown you before now. Also, that's not the tactic of Steve McRae. His tactic is to create the illusion that there are more people concerned in a situation than there really are. There are more people that hate Katie than that really do. These people are all blindly supporting Steven, blindly hating Katie, and none of them have an opinion that's outside of the opinion that they were told to push with hard evidence. I've shown you his secret troll group, several screenshots from several of the groups, most of them coming from his main group. I've shown you the actions they took while live in this video to try and do damage control for the behavior of that group and the things they order people to do. I've shown you the admins of that group literally saying some of the most disgusting fucking things that can be said that are not in any realm of criticism, that are all just targeted insults and harassment and name-calling and lying and putting down kids, family members, and then to lock that group behind the private status that they have, with them sitting there and start telling those people that like when they insult people and Katie and them, and they like when they put down others, instead, while the whole time shouting that they're criticizing that they are giving their opinion. They're exposing something that's an existential threat, not that they're just on YouTube fucking around, right? They are lol cows, my friends. The determinating thing here is that they are lolcows. Steve is a lolcow. He thinks he is fighting an existential fight against Katie. He thinks it is serious. He thinks everything that he does is serious and that you should care with the entirety of your soul. He doesn't think he's doing a YouTube channel with YouTube content and just doing his thing out there. He thinks that he's leading the social justice damn rally cry to get you to weigh in and help him. And he needs you to, as proven in the orders given here. These aren't the first orders that I've shown you. I've shown you on Twitter and in a video here in a live stream where he was in a different group in the beginning of the Katie thing when those screenshots were coming out, those fake emails were coming out, when this was all really big a few months ago or a month ago. I showed you screenshots where he told people that Katie's going to say this once we put out these screenshots. We got to get ahead of the narrative and control the narrative. These are all clips. These are all screenshots from the groups that he forms on social media. It's what he does. He doesn't have an open Discord server or even a semi-open Discord server where people can join and talk and give their opinion. He's got closed groups of specific groups of people that he orders to do specific things, like the main focus of this video, which was him telling people to go because Katie Joy was doing a collaboration with another YouTuber about a topic that doesn't even matter to any of this. She was doing teen mom commentary on a teen mom channel with another teen mom commentator. They flooded the comment section of that video because of what Steve said in several groups today, leaving Steve's opinion en masse to make the creator think that she needs to not work with Katie ever again, not bring Katie on again, and the evidence has been shown here. I showed you him ordering it. I showed you the comments that were there. I showed you how they got the attention of the YouTuber and freaked the YouTuber out about this. I showed you how he then, once I started my video, made the group unsearchable so they could go in and do what they needed to the group before then trying to talk about opening the group or talk about, you know, letting people join openly to this, that. I mean, it's all just really lolcow-ish behavior. It really is, dude. You're taking your whole thing on YouTube so seriously over nothing, over bullshit, over a fake story. You're taking everything you do on the internet and acting like you are fucking real about it and shit, dude. It's cringe. This is the cringiest shit I've ever shown you. You got a grown man hanging out with a bunch of teenage girls and young adults going around bullying Katie Joy because they don't like her teen mom coverage, and Steve's at the helm of it because he's got a vendetta against Katie Joy due to a comment, an opinion she made a year ago about non sequitur breaking up. Literally, that is the truth. But yet, it's being treated as an existential threat, the worst person ever. You got to do this if you're good. You're pure evil if you don't do this. The real evil in this is the way he's trying to control the narrative and trying to make things appear a different way than they really are and trying to just put out all this effort into this dumb shit, dude. It's just cringy. It's just low-cowy. It's just someone that doesn't understand the internet, doesn't understand good YouTube content, doesn't understand what YouTube is at all because he never was a YouTuber. This dude is a guy that hosts open discussions that are streamed out on YouTube, and he used to be a moderator on a channel, and he's treated like he is the supreme leader of the McRae Nation. You've got to rally. You've got to follow him. He's up in front of you with his Twitter sword. He's in front of you all with his Twitter sword. All of his McRae's marching along with him, just saying over and over and over again, Katie bad, Katie bad, Katie bad, Katie bad, Katie this, Katie that, UNIRock sucks, blah, blah, blah. Busy's not funny. Busy's not funny. You aren't funny, Busy. You're not funny, Busy. Don't argue with me, ding dong. You don't get to argue with me. I get to argue with you. time I need this video replaced from now on. Oakley, you get it out. You're not the PayPal Patreon God Emperor King. You know whose face goes in this meme after tonight. That's right, the Grinchy Boom. I'm UNIRock. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, downvote if you hate me. Leave me a mean comment. I won't read it. I won't argue with you. I might respond in a video someday. Don't follow me on social media because it sucks. Unless you want to see the links to my videos and my channel. I'm heading over to my new after show channel on YouTube, Rock a Lot. A parking lot made out of rocks. ROCKALOT. If you want to hang out, you want to talk to me in the chat, you want to give your opinion, head on over there for the after show. That's why we do it. I can't wait to see you there, my friends. Give me about 10 minutes, though, because this was such a long video. This is 3 hours and 41 minutes. This is such a long video. I'll be there in about 10 or 12 minutes, guys. I'm going to jump in Discord. I need my moderators, my admins, to please jump into General to have a quick meeting with me, if you will, please. And I will see you on the Rock-A-Lot. Thank you for watching. If you need me, email me, UNIRocktv@gmail.com. You know what I'd like? I'd like to talk to some new creators. I'd like to talk to some new creators that may be like wanting to weigh in on any of this or weighing in on something else. I'd like to talk to some new creators. If you want to come talk, if you want to have me on your show, hit me up. If I don't know you, I just might come talk to you. Unless you're a ding-dong. Unless you're a ding-dong. You are a ding-dong. Don't say you're not. You're not. You are a ding-dong. Don't try to play the Bugs Bunny trick on me, Busy, because I'll fire your ass. You'll be fired. Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook. So true, my dude. So true. It's fine if you want to remember this stream as the end of Steve McRae's internet influence. That's fine if you want to. I mean, it's accurate, so it's fine if you want to. I promised all of you this stream a month ago. Well, I just gave it to you, so don't get pissy if I don't bring it up that much anymore. Hashtag UNIRock was right. He won't correct it. He won't correct it even though I can prove that I put it out a month ago. He won't correct it.